Been a wonderful day. It is November 11th, 11/11/25, and it's Veterans Day. So I don't know why we don't make it a bigger holiday. I don't know why only the bond market's closed, but the market is open. We are going to be trading today, but yeah, dude, the bond market will be not there. It's actually going to move around. There's still bond futures, but that should eliminate some of the volatility. But it is Veterans Day, so you guys know why we're here. We have a lot to talk about. Really, it's about the government shutdown. You're going to kind of wait. It passed through Senate. We got to wait till it goes through tomorrow. And then the only other thing was Nvidia. SoftBank sold out their $5 billion stake. You had a couple of earnings, you had a couple of FTC actions, and there's a couple of events that could play out. Literally, like there's Guggenheim, Baird, and all these other conferences, and then an AMD Investor Day. So we'll see where that all leads, but especially on a day like today, my friends, I think you know what's up, man. Before we chase a dollar, before we try to enrich ourselves, we must pay homage to a very special group of people, and that, my friends, is the veterans of the United States of America. So we do this every single day, man, and I'm very glad we do. I feel like we should even do it more. But today is Veterans Day, and so I hope you guys give it meaning, even if they don't close the stock market, man. This is what I'm saying, bro. I hope we could always show love and kind of highlight the importance of this. So at the very least, though, it's not about any of, I mean, hey, we have a lot of changes we got to either get done. But the market is open. We're either going to do it ourselves or maybe the world will listen. But I do want to say thank you to all of you, all of the veterans, active service, past service, anybody who has served this great nation. Thank you for your great commitment and sacrifice. For real, man. I don't think we would be here without y'all. This is why I do it every single day. I mean, freedom is so important, from critical thought all the way down to how we live, man. So y'all have given so much to this country, regardless of whether or not you agreed with the politics or not. That's what I always said, man. You guys are the ones going out. You guys are the ones being sent, man. And it's actually kind of insane. So it's that we don't give it that much honor, man. I really hope we do. So if you haven't served, I hope you step it up. I hope you could show this love. And if you have served, God bless you. Thank you for your service. Thank you, even your families as well, for their commitment. And now it's your time to own the land. If anybody should be owning the land, owning the stocks, owning the quality, and knowing how to do it, my friend, it should be you. You have already been trained. You got the discipline. You have all of it. It is time to bring it all in. I hope all of you use the benefits provided to you, and make sure you guys build with assets and quality, because you have already built so much for us that every single person here is living off of already. So God bless every single one of you, and thank you for your sacrifice. And big shout out to everybody else out there giving back to their local communities: doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, and the janitors and garbage men and everybody in between. But my veterans, God, happy Veterans Day. I think we should make it Veterans Month. That's what the chat says. So God bless every single person, baby, and let's have a good day. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise up. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Oh, it's game time, baby. Or nah, let's go. Oh, where's the bells? Oh, there they are. Oh, it's a glorious day. It's gonna be a glorious day, Chattadonia. A very glorious day. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, yes. So, Chattadonia, what do we got? Oh, we only have a minute. Hi. So yeah, I'm only watching AMD, Apple, CoreWeave, J&J. Oh, there was one more. Is that it? No, there was J&J and somebody else. But yeah, it's actually really dry today, considering. And then hopefully we get some good AI news. But that SoftBank stuff, and there's a couple of movers there, man. So I'm talking about motivators, dog. Yo, bro, that's what they said. So the homie at Camp Pendleton was telling me. He said that's what they say, you know, the guys in the military who actually who really do stuff, they call them motivators. So they're like, I need 3 motivators to do the task that nobody else wants to do. Are you a motivator? I think there's a lot of motivators in the chat. think you're a motivator, baby. Are you all ready? Moto for short? Yes. I love it, bro. I love it, baby. And happy Veterans Day, bro. Dude, I'm still shocked. Oh. Round 1. Fight. I'm still shocked how they playing it, though. I can't believe that we don't have the market closed. I can't believe we don't have a parade or something. You know what I'm saying? How did that happen? How did that happen? Alrighty. Alright. Thank you to the vets, baby. Alright, man, and get ready too. We talked about it a little bit last night. The positioning. So even then, after all of this, people are feeling a certain way about the rally. But literally over the last 2 weeks, it led people to short more than almost anything you have seen in a while. OpenAI Stargate project gets $3 billion Blue Owl investment. Yes, and make sure you guys watch your own platforms. You are on a delay. So we had a lot of motivators, but I had a lot of complainers yesterday. So I made sure that the delay got a little longer today. That's how we operate here. You guys should be familiar by now. So good morning. Good morning. But I don't even think today's going to be that crazy. You got the Dow up, NASDAQ down by 0.5, SPY 0.1, and Russell by 0.1. It's not bad. And then watch CoreWeave 2. That's the first one we're going to keep an eye on. Actually, there's a few others, though. Motivators. Oh, when's Target earnings? Yeah, they're up. Watch Walmart, and then watch Marriott. How do I get the other one? What was it? There's a couple of space stocks moving too. Oh, I don't like those. Netflix. Target's November 19th. Yeah, I remember it's like right before contract expiration. I only like 2 here. Yeah, dude, Apple is actually what people were talking about is like in a weird way, you know, think about it. Everybody's tripping out with the CapEx and they're like, oh, you're spending so much on AI. But remember, that's what people used to criticize for Apple. They were not getting involved with all the AI stuff. So in an odd way, it's starting to reflect well on them. Some people are saying Apple's conservatism is ending up being a bullish sign because remember, they didn't play that game alongside everybody else, and everybody thought they were falling behind. But now, as everybody gets scared of it, I mean, there you go. Yeah, Cart did have earnings the other day. Some of these aren't bad. J&J too, they're starting to go up. Actually, are Staples up? I know the Dow started off pretty strong. Yeah, Staples are starting off pretty good here. K-Web. Blessings to the veterans, baby. Amen. Amen. I still am shocked, bro. Why don't we have a damn, there's Netflix. I'm still shocked that it's only the bond market. I feel like we've celebrated way crazier holidays. Oh, yeah, Eli Lilly. I forgot about that. So, again, that's been the motivator the last, like, 2 weeks, man. Didn't matter in the money, out the money or not, you know, motivators. That one's there. All right. I like the AMD, but it's just cheap. Skew did go up, so actually today will be its own little test. I know what we're gonna do. All right. We got one. Yeah, Eli Lilly's gonna just do it, man. About not being able to tune in? I don't know, man. I didn't get an email. But yeah, you're tuning in right now, right? So it's good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. But yeah, we've gone through a couple of changes, but I don't think anything's changed in the last couple months after the first big changes. But yeah, I prefer to focus on the market, and then you could watch the old videos to get on board. Baba. Yeah, K-Web started down, but now it's going up. I don't know. The premiums are kind of tweaking. All right. And then here's I don't know. I want to tell you the idea, but I don't want it to get too crowded. Because then if it gets too crowded, it's already going to play weird. But I think that's the one everyone's looking for. You're not like them. Nvidia. Target is moving. Who's the other one? Oh yeah, K-Web's just a damn spread. They're very big. About Netflix. So my thing is I don't like buying stocks that are like really up. So you got to ask someone else, brother. I'm sorry. I wish I could help, but you know, we bought Netflix at like $100 or something. So, and not too long ago, but I would be focusing on there's like, how many was it? I think there's 50 names so far in the S&P that are down over 20% this year. And then there's like another like 100 or two. Oh, Nike? Dude, I had a dream about Nike. I don't know if you guys want to hear it, but I don't want you to get confused off of it, because some of you are going to think it's like something crazy when it's not. Oh, wait. I think they already got bought out. Hold on. No, the bond market is closed, but the market is open. So stock market is open. Boeing is going. And then Pinduoduo again. A lot of the China stocks are pulling back and forth. You got Baba down. The other ones are going good. But again, it's a pretty wide range. There's Netflix. But yeah, just some of these names and staples started off good. Tech is the one that's down, but we are starting to edge down. Even pre-market wasn't too hot. Yeah, equal weight's actually still in the green. So SPY's down by 0.17. Equal weight is up by 0.17. A nice little broadening out. Yeah, Boeing did wake up there a little bit. We saw moves on SPR2. Didn't they have something? Oh, we had the UPS FedEx headlines. NVO price cut on India. I thought that was new. I thought the India one was new. But yeah, NVO's up, even up 3. Let's see the healthcare. Oscar, remember the Oscar, HCA, all that, they were really down. Nike's still actually running. So Nike's already up 2.5 to start, even Pfizer. A lot of these value plays are going up in pretty much every industry. I really think Nvidia, that's kind of the drag after the SoftBank sell. I'm surprised Intel didn't do better, but then one of the guys of Intel went to OpenAI. I didn't even think Intel had talent like that. So yeah, man, we'll see. Yeah, bro, the S&P list, there's a ton, bro. I think you have like 200 names that are like down this year, 250. But then like literally like 20% of that list is down over 20%. So you have, I think even the staples, I think if you took some of the biggest staples in the last like 3 years, they are at like a really, really low level. Like I think 38%. Last time that happened was like 2000 or the Great Recession. The new Nvidia looks to match. Yeah, right? What's it called? The Bluebird or Blue Owl or whatever that was? That was $3 billion. Because, I mean, they sold $5 billion, but I don't even think SoftBank put in that much. All right, well, Netflix is doing good. I haven't looked at Google, Amazon. Those actually all haven't moved. So at this point, wherever big tech goes, I mean, Apple's the one doing good right now. Microsoft's barely down, but yeah, you have a lot of room to go up or down with any of these. Disney. Yeah, Disney keeps going. They've been having that YouTube thing. I think even YouTube went down earlier this morning. Or at least there was some other down detector problem. So keep that in mind. K-Web. Oh, Toyota. Elliot took a stake there. I think the Toyota numbers were bad, though, bro. I think they were selling the least amount of Toyotas in the last couple years. Yeah, again, remember how yesterday played out? We had a lot of back and forth with the low ticker, even though it felt a certain way. But then yesterday you had big tech moving. So right now it's like staples and value. Big tech hasn't really, they haven't really picked a direction yet. So wherever that goes, and then there's Google and Alphabet going up, or Applebet. I think, dude, Apple is very fascinating now. I hope you guys get it. They're literally, like we just said, they're straight up, like the fact that Apple didn't chase this AI shit, it's starting to look good for them. I mean, everybody's tripping about bond issuance, CapEx, the spend, even Michael Burry. And then here you have Apple, who just like, they're like, we're going to do Siri again. Yeah, Apple has a ton of cash as well. All right, well, Apple, Netflix, Google's trying to go up there, but they're still red. And then Microsoft is a little bit more laggier. And then Nike's still going. I don't know about any of the other retailers. They're doing decent, but some are down. Oh, Estee Lauder. They're the one that got the upgrade. I'm trying to think if that's the only catalyst. U.S. likely lost 50,000 jobs in October, Goldman Sachs says. That's an estimate. I think you had ADP. ADP numbers came in, or the jobs estimate was like a loss of 11,000. That's that. They estimate the non-farms fell by 50,000, largest since 2020. And then remember too, even if we get the end of the shutdown, you are not going to receive data for probably another month. So if they do it sooner, I mean, I remember they had to do that quarterly one last month, but maybe that speeds it up. But just keep in mind, right when the shutdown ends, you're still going to have to wait. The bond market is just pretty much you're extrapolating it off futures. So technically the bond market is closed, but yields will still move around on a holiday because the bond futures do remain open. So yeah, and then banks are closed. I don't know if do you still get mail today? Procter & Gamble going up. Again, you have an event with J&J later today. Why the fuck are these up? Very interesting. Apple really going. Oh, looks nice. Mail's closed today. PLG. I want to see Amazon. Amazon went barely back to green. So like I'm saying, big tech hasn't made a move yet. So you'll find out. I mean, NASDAQ's already down by 0.4. Same with the Russell. But now you have Apple leading the way. So just like those last couple of days, just see what happens when Apple either gives up the leadership or not. You get a free burger from Texas Roadhouse if you're a veteran? No way. I didn't know that. Where else? Zepp, Z-E-P-P, Zepp Health. I have no idea what this is. Oscar, ACAM. Oh, there was one more. Bro, what happened to FI? Can you guys load up FI, or did they? What happened to that? Yeah, bro. FI hasn't opened. Am I tripping? I thought it was my AWS stuff. I was trying to look this one up earlier, and it wouldn't load me anything on it. You think they got bought out? I don't think they did. Remember, they just died. They just had that bad earnings. Oh, FISV? Are you fucking kidding me? They changed the ticker? Yeah, what the fuck happened? Yeah, I think they did change the ticker. You're right. FIS. But dude, what? So they're like, yo, we gonna die on earnings and then change the name quick. That's really odd. Tesla. But yeah, because when I do Fizzerv, it won't load. Apple's still running there. So again, I think conservative AI is starting to do good. I mean, if we could break out of here, it'll be nice. So we'll see. Again, equal weight is still green. SPY is red, but now Dow has still been holding all day. And then where are we? 6820. Not bad. 200 points from your recent low and another, what, 120 or so from the high. Adabe. Yeah, Adabe's doing good. Yeah, Chipotle below 30. Remember we talked, and they try to defend it with the buybacks. So every time it hits those solid levels, so it finally broke there. So that one's going down. Sweet greens. Again, people were saying the pizza rumor was fake yesterday, even though it was circulated by a bunch of other companies. Dizzle. Free stuff to veterans. Yeah, bro. Post them. I'm down. I'm not a veteran, but I like it. I still can't believe it's like a lot of, there's people who don't even know it's Veterans Day. Let's put it that way. But I do think like schools and other institutions, they do take off. I don't know why Wall Street acting so bougie. Fizziv. Yeah, IHOP Veterans Day meal. Oh, you get the stuffed French toast. Am I a fatty, bro? You know that stuffed French toast goes incredibly hard. Y'all don't know about that. It don't matter. It always does. Your son has school today? What? Are you serious? You're kidding me. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. What is wrong with people? Why why do they treat it like it's not a holiday? I mean, you still get Memorial Day off. So I guess that has, similar sentiments. But, yeah. Centurium Capital weighs bid for Coca-Cola's Costa unit. Talks early stage with no certainty. I think that's like Coke or one of the bottling companies. Coke is, is it? See if that one moves or not. Otherwise, Apple's still going. AMD, Netflix. You got a couple of melters. You really need Amazon, Google, Meta, all that. Though, yeah, actually, Meta's kind of pulling apart against Apple. But dude, Meta is small now. I know that sounds funny to say, but in a weird way, like Meta's at 1.5 trillion, but I'm still blown away that Broadcom is a bigger company than that now. Oh, nice. So, yeah, here's the list. Applebee's, BJ's, Bob Evans, California Pizza Kitchen, Chili's, Dave & Buster's, Denny's, Golden Corral, Hooters, Olive Garden, O'Charlie's, Outback, Stoney's, Texas Roadhouse, Twin Peaks, Wendy's Breakfast. Those are all of your, what's it called? Those are all your free veteran meals today. Or places. I think it's all food. Nibis flip. Oh, SPY with a red. Hi. So watch out. I don't know which one that it has to be somebody. Again, Apple is still melting up. Netflix still melting up. Who is it? That was odd. I can't. That's the biggest candle of the day. It just started, but yeah, I don't know if that's just the morning or not. I know. I'm surprised. Papa John's. Where you at, Papa John's? MDT. Remember EW and some of the other medical value plays, medical devices down just any sort of value in the health space. Staples are going up though, so you got little candle there, but Staples started off good. They're holding. It's only been 20 minutes. China hit the wall. BAH M&A news? I don't recall. Was that old? That's something. I mean, I don't recall anything recent, but that sounds kind of familiar. But no, I don't remember that. There's EW now. Again, EW and MDT, they're kind of similar. Oh, actually, that one's still going now. Bigger volume. Is that real? I don't know if that was real. It just disappeared. It might come back. But yeah, watch EW. Keep that one on watch. MDT's running as well. SPY's starting to come down. I mean, you got a couple of melters. Low ticker and high tickers balancing out, but now equities are dropping. Is it Nvidia? Duh. Yeah, that's what it is. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, none of the other ones are moving. I didn't look at Nvidia. That was Booz Allen from... Yeah, right. I was going to say, I don't recall anything recent, but that did sound familiar. And Tesla. Keep an eye on EW and MDT. I like how they're moving, and it's kind of random. Now Microsoft waking up. So that'll help it out. And CRM, a couple of tech names. Let's see, CoreWeave. So remember, CoreWeave's at the 11. You need it to really fucking move. But so far, they've washed both sides. Actually, there's a couple of puts that are up on it. But it's not crazy. Tell me why. Yeah, the Novo India news is circulating. Intel. Bro, I like Intel. I can't believe somebody left to join OpenAI. They didn't give me that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Where's the dollar? Dollar's even down by a quarter. No fucking way. So that's not bad. I mean, honestly, it's kind of surprising. Remember, ever since the dollar kind of topped out, and then people were talking about gold too. So remember, you know, things were getting a little bit bad there, and people freaking out. And dollar had a good month there, or beginning of the month in November, but it's starting to chill out. And then same thing with gold. I think inflows are coming back to gold and silver. This is where everybody was lining up outside to buy it, if you remember. And then it dropped, and then now you're 5% down from there, give or take. Someone leaving be an underlying issue. Sometimes it is. It all depends. You know, if that person was pivotal at the company. I mean, you've seen it happen with like Apple and Meta. And so in this case too, you know, Intel has been struggling and they need to get it. I think it's both good and bad, because then it shows they had talent that OpenAI wants, but then it's bad that you lose somebody heading up one of those divisions. Because that's what happened. One of the people at like the AI division in Intel, they left to join OpenAI. And then Lip-Lutan, he is going to be taking over that position until it's filled, or until they find somebody. All right, man. Still edging down by a quarter. NASDAQ down by 0.5. SPY even hitting another low here. Equal weight's holding up great. So for now, it's a little different than the last couple days. Only problem is it's small. So everything isn't, you know, just Nvidia kind of dragging you down there. None of the big techs made their move yet. So now Micron's down 4. So yeah, we could still go either way. And even like the setup here, you're going to have more value holding, but it all depends on how you tack on Apple and everything else. Apple's doing great though. And then Netflix. Isn't so? No, Netflix. You got 5 more days on the split. On Nike's, I do Nike from the morning. You guys saw that. I'm very surprised. There's no real headline or anything. There was a Estee Lauder upgrade. There was like smaller upgrades to some like China exposed stocks, but yeah, nothing like crazy. JD Sports Ice Soccer Bounce. Yeah, I don't see anything on it. Again, value, or think even buybacks too. I mean, a lot of these stocks took drops here, and remember, like I think 99% of companies now are back to buyback mode, and usually November is the biggest on quarter. So usually this is where we break records for buybacks. There's PayPal. I mean, SPY's just right at VWAP. It's much smaller today. You're not going to get bond volatility. I mean, they could still move, but generally with the holiday, not much is going to happen. Auto rates, if the Fed cuts, I mean, theoretically, rates go down, but I mean, again, in the last like year or so, you've watched that not really reflect from mortgages to other things, and then auto rates are usually like much higher than the Fed funds rate, so it really all just depends on your lender. RGLD, all right, well, you're coming back up. That has to either be Nvidia or for every like 3 other big tech names, that'll equal 1 Nvidia. There's a Dabe. I'll get you guys a checkup here in a couple minutes. Ionic. I think there's Ionic and Rigetti news. All right, that's moving up good. Pfizer's coming down. Oscar. All the ones I got clapped yesterday are doing pretty well in terms of healthcare. Okay, is that Google? Yeah, Google with a candle to the high. Team, remember yesterday there was that 13G, a Dabe. And then you have an AMD investor event. That already flipped, huh? Tell me why. Do lenders adjust auto rates or auto adjust rates? Hold on, I read that wrong. Do lenders adjust rates to meet profit margins? Yes, I mean that they're in there to make a profit. So, you know, the Fed funds rate is like pretty much the wholesale rate. It's like where you get your money from, and then they loan it out to customers and then they charge more. But then again, look at your credit cards, auto rates, a lot of different industries, they have, you know, the rates are way higher. So sometimes that quarter point or half a point, it's up to the company. Just because they're getting the money for cheaper doesn't necessarily mean they're going to give it to you for cheaper. It all just depends. But that's also the criticism too that people give. Bitcoin, it's still down, but it's starting to move there. Honestly, bro, you're kind of, how many points is that? It's only 10 points. We just haven't moved, and then you got that gap there. But equal weight hit a new high on that, so take note. So far here, 30 minutes in, you got Apple doing good. You got a couple of names just holding. Nvidia's getting clapped. Maybe they're moving from Nvidia, but then the equal weight is holding up nice. So if that hits a wall and flips, it gets ugly. If that holds, it'll just be, you know, tack on any of the big tech. Well, all the earnings. So the average earnings beat, they moved by 0.1. So the average for earnings, usually if you beat, you go up like 1%. That's like average if you averaged all of the earnings moves. So this quarter, they moved by 0.1, which I think is phenomenal. Phenomenal and fascinating. The last time it was down on Veterans Day, I do not know. I mean, usually you do good on holidays, and like we were saying here for the morning, you're not going to get bond volatility, and that's, I mean, but even then, yeah, TTD is moving up there, about 1.5. A lot of the small cap, like not necessarily value, but like PayPal's, TTDs, all of those names are starting to move a pretty decent amount. I mean, even CRM. Google, Galaxy, again, Bitcoin got some candles, but they're down. But literally, look at Bitcoin off the bottom. That move with the SPY. Am I bad for all the questions? No, I like good questions, but get a long term. You see, so if you going down the rabbit hole of like researching everything, and then you don't get a fucking long term, I'm gonna kick you, because you need the long term. And that sometimes, bro, you'll find out so much information that you're going to be like, oh my gosh, do you know how the dollar is? Do you understand fiat currency? And you might go insane, and then you might be like, it's gonna crash. I'm gonna wait till deflation to do something. That happens. That ask around, it happens. So you got to be careful. That's why I just get a long term, save 10%, you know, little by little, get value, and then you'll be fine. But don't be too smart, don't be too dumb. It's just right there in the middle. You'd be surprised how that happened. That's what happened, dude. It sucks because nowadays, that's what would be happening to the young generation. But then they either turn into like, they just go, there's just so many more opportunities to get radicalized, and then they turn insane. That's the problem. So you guys, I hope y'all keep your head on tight, or just control it, close the door, and get a long term. Get a long term. I don't care what you learn or think, or just get a long term. Save the 10%. Get your ass on a path to home ownership. Every ownership. Just become an owner. Strategist Douglas Beath advised investors to trim holdings after AI leaders like Nvidia and Palantir fell sharply last week, despite strong long-term prospects for AI growth. So yeah, bonds are going down. I don't know what it's going to reflect, but yeah, Wells Fargo says time to take AI profits right after SoftBank. I mean, again, you guys know people are heavily shorted now. So that's what we talked about yesterday. But essentially, this last like 2 weeks, it got people to dump equities as well as short equities back to levels you haven't seen in a couple years. Burrow, Twilio, Kroger on the low. Who's Sprouts? MPW updates? I mean, did it move? No, I haven't heard anything in a while. And then Elf on the low. Just look at gold. I know. I mean, is that what happened? Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, all the kids probably went and bought gold. Or all the people who are like, do you know how the monetary system works? I mean, it's been a crazy couple of years. So I get it. I had that experience that's the first time I bought gold. I was just going crazy. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna the money and the dollar. So yeah, I can't wait, you guys. We're gonna have such a fun time leading into like just wherever AI, AGI, inflation, deflation, all of that, bro. Singularity, you name it, bro. The tech, the military tech, all the way down to consumers. It's gonna be fun. Amazonian now, that's waking up. They were doing nothing. So Amazonian, Google's still in the red. I think Meta might be your only lagger right now. Meta and Tesla. You met someone selling gold in Cali? So I would tell all of you, we have this talk actually. Usually when gold gets really like bullish, or people ask me how to buy it, but like I would not buy gold off of individuals unless you have like a gold testing kit on hand. But yeah, like there's hella gold scams, because think about it, old people like gold, so there's going to be a lot of scammers trying to scam the old people. Does that make sense? But like, yeah, hella people sell fake gold, even from like the internet that people don't access. There's a lot of fake gold, bro. It was back in the day. No, I'm saying every day. I'm telling you, be cautious. So if you are trying to buy physical gold, I would not take people's word for it. Yeah, buying gold from Costco is fine, 100%. There's even, I think Costco gold is cheaper right now. You guys know that? So I don't know. It depends on where you're at in the price, but I think Costco is like a couple $100 below spot right now for a pant bar. And then if you get the 4%, remember I told you guys that when they first started it and it went crazy? Yeah, you got a nice little deal there. Yeah, Costco's been. Remember, I told you guys the first time they offered it, I gave you guys like a month to jump on it, and it was a crazy arbitrage play if you did it. But yeah, and then gold actually went nuts from there, if you really think of it. That was like 2023, 2024. That was when we started hitting some of those other futures on there. That applies to anything from strangers. You know what? You're right. I think you're actually very correct. But yeah, dude, a lot of people don't know about the gold shit, though. Like, there's, like, people fake pant bars. So that's the easiest one. App. APP. Oh, it's already down here, but why did that look so aggressive? I guess that's a $5 move. You just don't really see it because the stock's so expensive. But yeah, that just started dumping. All right, SPY gave up that little rally. It's kind of inverse in bonds. So yeah, these are like pant bars, and it's like it comes from the Swiss, and they put it in a it's like a Aussier, or what's the I forgot the name of the case it comes in. It comes in like this like case that you don't open, has like a QR code authentication and all that. But like, yeah, people fake these. So like people will go and make you a fake one because you never open it and you never test it. So if somebody offers you gold below, you got to realize thank you. If you ever go to if someone's ever offering you like physical gold below premium, that's usually like sketchy. Unless they're a crackhead, unless they're trying to, like, they want to ruin their lives and they're like, yo, give me $100, then that's a personal moral issue you'll have to deal with. But other than that, it's still, just be careful of those. And that's why I just go to approved dealers. You'll be fine. UK suspends intelligence sharing with US. And then job market fears surging. Americans' perceived probability of higher employment rate jumped to 43%, third highest since 2020. Yeah, you got a couple of things. You have UK suspending, this is from CNN. And then you got Google headline as well as just consumer job market fears. Why did you think the market was closed today? Because you're a patriot. That's why. And then I guess Wall Street's not down with Veterans Day. Qualcomm. So again, there's a couple names up here. I want to say it has to be Nvidia and Tesla. Yeah, that's it. Everything else is doing good, but SPY is way more correlated with Nvidia. Zillow, bro. I keep seeing that one melt up. Good morning. Good morning, Chatadonia. Tell me why. Bundesbank, something about German debt. Reddit. CVS is popping a little bit. They were the ones that got clapped yesterday too. Yeah, UK concerned over legality of US military strikes. So you're not going to share intelligence? That makes no sense. But hey, the UK. Yeah, that's coming from CNN. They're the ones breaking that, reporting it. So that you usually don't get financial news from CNN, but I mean, that's not even financial. But you get the idea. Bank of America going up here too. Again, you got a couple of investor days as well as events. EXP, eToro popping. The brokerage. Wasn't that a SPAC? TVTX, Tisha. All right, man. You're kind of leveling out. Let me get you a checkup. We went here for about 39 minutes. Good morning on a Tuesday. Dow Jones, damn. 23 green, 7 in the red. So Dow is barely up, and that started like that this morning. It was actually up a little bit more. But yeah, dude. Straight up 23 names green. So, and think about it, Nvidia's on the Dow too, and Microsoft and UNH. So that's gonna you have a lot of room to go down there, or you're going to kind of keep holding up this little rotation, broadening out. NASDAQ's 50-50, about 51 in the green, 49 in the red on the NASDAQ 100. And then S&P 500, 326 green, 176 red. Yeah, this is all Nvidia, you guys. So it's not a bad day. I know it feels a little weird. This is just the Nvidia effect. Because I'm telling you, this is actually way better than the last couple days. Now, that doesn't mean it'll stay that way, and just keep in mind, that's 300 names that could go red if it all gets pulled down. But other than that, generally right now, you have a lot more names advancing, or at least holding up from some of the move. Because again, yesterday was a rally day after the shutdown stuff. Got mom to make a baby long term this weekend. Amen. Let's do it, bro. I love it. I want to make a new long term. I want to make one for my little niece, because she has one, but like I want a better one for her. So, and then I'm gonna swap it out. I'm gonna swap Colt's sister. We're gonna kick her to the curb, let her do it on her own, and then we're gonna take the baby niece, and then we're gonna make one for baby niece, because then that way it'll be 18 years before she turns into a liberal. You see what I'm saying? So and then she could destroy it if she wants to, but I don't think she's gonna flip. I told her this. So this is what I did. I gave my niece, this was the other day. I don't know. You guys should try this with your kids. I don't have kids. I'm just the cool uncle. You know what I'm saying? So I gave her first $100 bill. I asked her. It kind of blew my mind, but then I was like, yeah, she's kind of young. So I guess it took me a while to get my hands on a $100 bill. But I gave her first $100 bill. And I told her, I said, here, if you hold this until your next birthday, I'll give you 2 more of them. I said, or you could spend it and buy whatever you want. So you could buy a Build-A-Bear, you could buy anything you need. Or I said, if you keep the same one by the next birthday, I'll give you 2 more of them. So that's the first, that's the first lesson in investing. That's how it works, if you think about it. That's how it works. That's the long term. That's what I'm gonna start. Every time you guys say it's my birthday, think about that. So if you could keep the same, if you just keep it, yeah, let it work for you. You'll get 2 more of them. 200% in 1 year is great, actually, yeah. But small amounts, but yeah, it's a great performance. Let's see if she does it. I don't know what she's gonna do. I didn't tell her she has to. I said you could buy anything. So you could buy whatever you want, or if you keep it, you get more. There's a 175-year-old farm trying to be taken from the town in Jersey. Oh, no way. I did not hear about. Qualcomm's looking good. Look at the volume there. That one's starting to build up towards the high. Like I'm telling you, give it like another 30 minutes. Be careful. SPY might move. I think there's a lot more individual opportunities. If I were you, I'd focus there and then just see what happens as it like flips. So yeah, it's either everything's going to get dragged down with the Nvidia shit, or you're going to have SPY kind of meander, and then all the other stuff is going to broaden out, which could be nice. Could be nice. When am I going to make it? I'll probably by next year, or probably like beginning of next year, because I'm going to see them all on the holidays. So your little guy is going to be 1 in a few days? That's insane. I feel like you just had him. Wow. You got a long term. I know that. Hey, man. That's crazy. Tell little guy congratulations. Does he speak English yet? Isn't that crazy? Like little kids, like you just had a baby, like he don't speak English. I'm sure English is his language, but for now he don't speak any English. Isn't that a trip? That's why I have another niece. They don't speak English. I'm like, man, that's a trip. I can't wait till they could learn English. Damn, y'all couldn't help but tell me to have kids, huh? Josh, invest for your child. I do. I already got a big ass long term. But I don't know. I don't think, I like being free, my brothers. That's it. I only serve the Lord. I'm sorry. You want me to drop that 2 Corinthians on you? I like the parents. I do. I like the good fathers and good mothers. But I guess I've been called to be a son. That's it. That's all I've ever been. I've never been a father. I know the Father, but I've never been a father. It's amazing. But yeah, to each his own. To each his own. Yeah, it's trippy when they start having real conversations. That's it. I mean, my girlfriend got mad at me when I had this idea. I said I'm down to like sell my sperm if you guys would like, I don't know. That's the best I could offer. And then it will come with strict guidelines on how to raise the child. I don't want to raise the kid. I'm not going to do that. But hey, I will sell my sperm. And, I would be down to make long terms for any of my pseudo offspring. But yeah, it would be all dependent on certain obligations. My girlfriend, she was like, "You're really gonna turn into a cult leader, huh?" I was like, maybe. Good time, good time. There are groups that pop up on your feed that do that? Where the fuck? What kind of groups are you in, dog? What the? I think you've researched this more than I have. What? Hold up. How do you start? I've never even stumbled across that in my life. I just know it exists. Oh man, that's crazy. He said, "Yeah, I see it all the time." Facebook Marketplace. That what? Yeah, that's never gotten into my algo. Surprisingly, they've tried to sell me a monkey before that. You remember that? Dog, I was talking about buying a monkey, and I started getting like purchase a fucking monkey ad. Like, dead ass serious, bro. All right, Oracle, bro. That's going to be the other. I mean, that's down another 4% today, bro. So, again, remember, that's what started some of this credit shit. And then that means Meta might get dragged down, too. Honestly, they've been kind of going hand in hand. These are the two, like, AI bond-related ones. I mean, technically, Google had the offering the other day, too, but nobody treated it the same. And then, yeah, SPY's coming down now. You got a couple more names adding. Look at the low ticker. So give it a little bit. But like I said, there's room. If we broaden out, this is just Nvidia. Otherwise, if those 300 names go green, it's gonna give back a decent amount of yesterday. MTC, that was the one yesterday or last week. They got like some relisting shit. Staples are on the high. Airlines cancel more than 1,000 flights on Tuesday for the 5th day as government reductions remain in place. MP selling off now too. Where's the other one? UAMI had the headline. They actually held up. So no shit. You guys are saying WWR too? Yeah, they haven't done too bad. Some more than others. IBB. Yeah, Staples are just ripping on this. I don't know who's who. It could be all of them, or it could be just kind of led by Walmart here. and some others. But yeah, not bad. I still think this is just Nvidia, Tesla, watch if Google gives up. I mean, you had Netflix up, that gave back a little bit, or even Apple. But Apple, I do think, is actually looking good. Apple's gonna trade weird now. I'm in a good way. Like I'm telling you, man, I'll say it again because it makes a lot of sense. Everybody was criticizing Apple for years on not getting into the AI shit and doing all that. But now, I mean, they look like geniuses. If everybody starts freaking out on AI capex and all that, I mean, Apple has a ton of cash. They're one of the greatest companies, and now they don't have the bloating of, you know, trying to spend on hyperscalers and all this other shit. Yeah, it really is. No, I mean, I get it. That's why I'm like, it really is more safe haven than not, especially with tech. You get all the tech, you get all the cash, you get all the good stuff without any of the fucking Mark Zuckerberg effect of just spending out the ass. I mean, they spend on a bunch of stuff. Yeah, literally, right now they could bottom tick AI to a certain degree. I mean, obviously you can't buy Nvidia, but then SoftBank's selling Nvidia. But there's some they could probably get way better deals, or now give it a couple years. I mean, they're gonna probably be in a better position than not. GSK, interesting. Again, NVO, actually Lilly came down, but a lot of biotechs are doing good. And then even healthcare, yeah, there's XBI. Notice though, those XBI premiums chilled out and it's the same fucking price. You guys realize that? I'm glad we made it free, but that one's still the Christmas gift and it still has not really moved. Even though we got a rate cut. I know, bro. It would have been a nightmare, bro. That's it. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna see you, bro. Colt sister is cashing out the long term. No, I mean, I don't know what she's gonna do, but I'm gonna cash it out for her. Does that make sense? It's how I'm treating everybody, brother. We gotta move on. So I don't like playing games. So yeah, I don't want to manage her shit anymore. I mean, if she's gonna tell me she wants to sell it every 4 months, shit, man, do it yourself. That's why. At least the little kid can't be like, I want to sell it. Who told you that? The news. She don't watch the news yet, so I think there's still a chance. Well, yeah, YouTube was going crazy on Down Detector this morning, so I'm surprised everybody's still here. Nate Dog. What up, baby? Good morning. All right, you're still doing, again, look at staples, look at healthcare. You brought it out very, very nice right now. So don't be fooled by the SPY. It's still holding up pretty well. I want to say equal weight hit another high. I would watch the equal weight today. No, I came back down, but I guess there's certain industries that it does look good. XBI Bio, now you got Amgen. You got something went wrong. Uh-oh, hot dog. Why you get a notice for the watch list? I just think that's YouTube hating. That's it. I mean, when you guys complained, it started notifying you, because I do think it's kind of offensive that even if you paid a decent amount for the fucking, you know, a specific set of content you want to watch, they don't notify you. But that's just YouTube, man. Even then, dog, you know what I noticed on Twitter? Bro, tell me why all of, like, Tim, it marked Tim as spam. It marked Tim and then Tyree and anybody who, like, hella interacts with me, and, like, it's marking you guys as spam. So I think it's just all the people who've reported us over the years, because they get mad with my views and my non-conformity towards their dumb shit. It's not too popular, but it's popular because we hit, dog. You get what I'm saying? We hit. So, hey man, it costs you either way, but the Lord is good. I'm excited. Yeah, Qualcomm again. That's looking. I mean, you do have the AMD Investor Day. I thought it was going to sell off right before. So I said I don't want that one to get too crowded. Amen, bro. Happy Veterans Day. It said your account was at risk. I'm saying, bro, it's all these little fucking Antifas and crazy people who just report. But I thought that was interesting. Either way, we keep going. Oh, we gotta take it all, Chad. Who's with me? Everyone else, y'all can watch. you can report it too. Yeah, Merck and Apple again. So again, Merck Medicine. I'm keeping XBI up there. They're all doing great. All right, coming back up. I'm surprised equal weight didn't hit a high. I really thought it was going to be one when I looked at it. But yeah, it's coming back up there. Still up while SPY is down. A couple other names. Look at the high ticker, though. It's gassing a little bit. You haven't filled the gap, and you're just back to what? Around Euro close of yesterday? Now Cigna, another health insurer. Again, XLV starting to go. I mean, see if we get any sort of update on the bill. I mean, that could be it. But otherwise, pretty much tomorrow. That's when you're expected to get it. I think it's because it is Veterans Day. I don't think they're voting or they're out of town. Yeah, K-Web been chilling. Well, then again, though, the whole market, we've been in this little stage. The mania from last couple weeks has faded. NVO's still going 6. There's Thessalonian. Dell's down 4. Interesting. I mean, again, people did wake up after, SoftBank selling the Nvidia and then that Wells Fargo headline just a second ago or a minute ago. People are talking about this whole, do you chill out or not? But I also think it's kind of, once again, you had retail running the market. You had retail position, taking risk. Wall Street was getting way too cautious. And then every time that happens, you get some bullshit. So this was the chart from yesterday. But long story short, you have more people shorting as they did the beginning of the year, beginning of 2024, end of 2022. Even you have more people shorting now than all of 2023. And then back to 2021. And then the amount of positioning, like people actually sold stocks. Now, granted, there is rebalance, tax losses, all of those other things, but like straight up, dude, once again, 2-3 weeks ago, everybody and their mother was lining up for gold. They wanted to buy everything, critical minerals, and then Wall Street was underpositioned. And then now, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, you got everybody to short, and then you actually got people to sell out some stocks. Ta-da! Apple! All right, so still doing good. You're getting a little bit of back and forth here. There is an AMD event, 1 p.m., Investor Day. Senior Google official Justice investment will secure 9,000 jobs in Germany. I did CoreWeave. I mean, I don't really, CoreWeave for the long term, I don't really think about that. But I said around 15, but I think it happened too slow. One set of puts went up, but like it's pretty shitty. You could go for a Frogger if you think so. If you think it'll keep going, but generally, yeah, most of the chain is red. And there's a certain amount that went green, but red, if you bought it yesterday, you made 100% on the bottom. If you were able, but you had to buy it like right off the morning. OG chat is more funny than locked in. Is that why you're here? I think you're banned from both now. That's why. I don't know, guys. You got to step it up. I will tell you who's an OG or not, but just because you knew about the channel and didn't contribute, you guys don't. Nah, I'm taking that title away from you. So get a long term. You will know who's a Chad or not. I think a lot of y'all were fake. That's the reality. Sorry. Truth nuke. Truth nuke. They don't like that. Well, alright then. Next. XLP is still going. November 9th to 10th, CME forecasted to hit. What's that? That's that. Shot put. Dude, we should do it though. I want to set up a shot put thing at the farm. I want to try it once. We went to like an outdoor store, and I wanted to buy like shooting targets, and then the guy was like, well, yeah, you got to make sure you either have to shoot it, and I was like, can I use a BB gun? And he was like, yeah, if you want it to bounce back and hit you in the eye. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Okay, so shot putting though, shot putting is safe, I think. Dude, I know they have. They sell all of it. They even, and I told them, they sold. You know the little like the shooter. I don't. What's it called? I only know I feel like it's an odd name. The skeet shooting, and they had one of those things that throw the clay pigeons. And I told him, I was like, can I do it with a BB gun? And he was like, if you have the best shot in the world. So apparently you can't do it with a BB gun. You got to use like a shotgun because of the spread. So I was like, damn. Do you qualify? I don't know. I'll see who qualifies, but really, like, because that's what I was saying, bro. I've had people call me out on a bunch of shit, but then you guys don't get it. I just be looking into your shit, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, shame on you. That's what's happening. Y'all are like complaining. I'll go and see your profile. I'm like, dog, you've been pumping Bitcoin, pumping Solana. You guys are interacting with the worst shit. Again, I'm fucking half of your like, how are you following me and then only OnlyFans models? And then I'll go through and then y'all just pumping on randos head tops every day, bro. And then you're like, Josh, I told everybody about you. I'm like, bitch, I go and look at your profile. The only time you ever have mentioned me was to complain. So yeah, man, I think you need a long term. You need and not only a long term, but I believe your behavior and how you act and what you stand for and what you actually live by, you know, I think that's what defines your OG-ness. I think some of y'all have been OGs in a very short manner, and I think you have spent a lot of time to really abandon a lot of what you've been taught, and that's all. And I'm not really mad at anybody, but you can't be mad at me. I want people to step it up, man. And like I said, bro, I did it this year, just calling some shit out very straightforward, bro. And some of y'all rose to the occasion, and you don't regret it. And I think you got rewarded for that. But you know, enough playing, enough acting. That's all. I said that even like last year for y'all. Y'all just didn't believe me. I tried to put them on board. Traps or clays. Yes, that's the other name. SPY going down. Okay, you got biotechs up, healthcare up, several staples. Now look, you got PG running. This is just gonna be Nvidia, Dell, CoreWeave, all of that shit. I mean, Eli Lilly, they got a little pullback. You might be able to get a good play in there. They gave up the close. Preach. I will, man. I will. Clearly, I will. Yeah, Eli Lilly, you could have got a nice one there. Dude, that's been the motivator, bro. Motivator. Tell the truth, we ain't playing no games. Rest in peace, bro. Amen. No, man. You guys could do whatever you want. That's all. And I'm gonna do whatever I want. So I think that's the game, bro. Let's play it. Feel free. We have our rules here. Outside of here, you could do whatever you want. But you can't expect me to vibe with it. And I don't expect you to vibe with anything that I do. So we're free. I don't want to talk about the 50-year mortgage, you guys. I want to, but after yesterday, bro, actually, I am going to talk about it because, but I was shocked, man. I'm exciting. It's very, very exciting because I think some of you are going to get an opportunity. And yeah, you're not going to hold it till the 50 years. But, I was shocked by, I think some people just want to like debate. Some people want to sound smart and, just make sure when the opportunity is there, if we get it, you got to use it the right way. And, I will try my best to guide you, but it's not really about the 50-year mortgage. It's really about, I've done this my whole life. Any tool to get us into a property. You guys understand? Because that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I didn't grow up how some of you think I did. It was hard. It was very hard to get properties. We didn't have the same opportunities where, again, just certain things were not happening. And there were certain regulations and all of that. So I had to learn, that's why gaming the loans, finding out how to get houses for cheap, buying the cheapest house in the nicest area. These are things that helped and that you had to learn. And like I'm saying, just like I've always shared with you with the stock market, exactly, just like an option, exactly. That's what I've been telling people. It's like you have a main, you have a primary, you have tools. These are your weapons in your toolbox, and you have to know how to use them and know when to use them. So that's why I'm shocked by the amount of people getting disappointed by having another tool. Why would you get, like, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't use a pistol in every scenario. Sometimes you should use a hammer or a screwdriver for certain tasks. So, but I'm going to understand every tool that I have. And, for some people, that's exactly what they're going to need. And others, you won't. And it's just all about knowing how to use it. So that's how I view it. And that's why I'm like, dude, I look forward to it. And I think some of you too, you should. Because that means when push comes to shove and it's time to get a house, this is what a lot of people have realized. They'll be like, oh, I didn't qualify. Oh, I couldn't get this. Oh, like you were limited. And then you got more tools. And if you could get another tool at the right time, that's going to be awesome. So I'm ready to use them when they're there, or at least help some of you guys do it. And I think you're going to see the opportunity. But yeah, you got to know how to use it. You're not going to use the pistol for the whole time. You know what I'm saying? You're not, if certain battles, you're not going to sit there sniping. So it's like, just know what the tool is and know how to use it for what's going to help you in that moment. And that's what we're going to do. So yeah, that's all it is. That's why I was shocked by the amount of people kind of implying that you were going to use this tool for every scenario, for everything in the long run. It's like, that's not reality. So I'm excited. I think you should be too. And I'm excited for some of you because I do think it's going to at least encourage and open up a pocket. What's GLTO? I feel like I saw that in the morning. Total Energies made a deal to acquire oil and gas from Guyana. Is that GLTO? Oh? Oh no, they're the one. Oh, they're the one buying the other company, I think. Yeah, the acquisition of Demora. A 1031 is good to save on taxes. Yeah, it's just slower, but the market's pretty slow right now, so it's actually a great environment to 1031. Because back like a year or two ago, or 3 years ago, when it was like super hot, motherfuckers didn't want to wait. So like your 1031 was less attractive if you were saying, you know, I want to buy your house, but wait till I sell or do this. So now you have a little bit more flexibility. Did you guys see the other thing on the mortgages? So that was that FICO stuff. They're pretty much saying now, even for like FHA loans, they're not going to have it based off of like a credit score. I'm sure so that's not bad. But what they're going to do is like qualify people off of like other factors. So essentially, if you didn't have the credit score, but the other factors of your financial profile show that you would qualify or that you could handle the payment, they're going to qualify you easier. I'm telling you, that's why in a weird way, I think anybody against a lot of this shit is fucking boomers. You guys didn't hear that? That's what I think Peter Thiel said. Because it's just like, dude, the boomers are the ones who benefit off of this regulation. You know why? Because you can't get a fucking house and their house goes up. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm telling you, before I had money, you guys don't get it. It was so fucking hard to qualify for a home. Now, why do you think I keep screaming it for all of you over all these years? Because that wealth helped change my life by being able to acquire properties and know how to do it, and then realizing, holy shit, it was way easier. You just got to fucking do the dance. You got to get around all of these steps, and then before you know it, you know, the money got cheaper, it got easier to get certain loans, but then you still have all of these qualifications and things that you got to do. Now obviously we saw where fucking no doc loans got us, but you know, there's a big portion of America that should be homeowners, that should get houses, and they're fucked up by these regulations, man. Let alone the propaganda and trash that gets poured into their minds. So that's why it's like all of these, I look forward to it. I look forward to reasonable assessments where it's like, again, like you're a business owner, you make a lot of money, but you don't have it on paper, or it's not, again, it's only been a year instead of 2 years, you know. I look forward to lenders, you know, actually giving you favor there. And that's what I'm saying. It goes a really, really long way. RDW and Nvidia. Oh, do they have a event? I feel like we heard that. Something with RDW and Nvidia, but move down for now. Double check that one. Where's the total energies? RDW had substantial insider purchases. Yeah, someone bought 32,000 of it shares the other day, one of the insiders. But yeah, it's a pump. There's one RNet. There's one that has an investor day today. What's a good deal? Lowest price in a good area? Yeah, and I mean, just compare it to the recent sales. That's how you comp a house. You go and look at, go look at what the house is sold for in the last like 3 to 6 months. You know, the thing I've seen when you guys have sent me houses, because I don't know every area, and you guys will send me houses that you're looking at. The only problem is like some areas just don't have a lot of activity. So, but that makes it easier and harder at the same time. But at least, you know, if there's only been 10 transactions in the quarter, you should go see every house that's sold and how much were they, and how much did they sell for, and you know what types of property they were, the condition, all of that. But then, you know, I think Donald Trump would even tell you location, location, location. I feel like we stopped here. Hey, damn, Eli Lilly 52-week high. So now them and Nvidia. I feel like we haven't heard a lot on the, what's it called? You remember all of the furniture stuff? I feel like that one kind of fizzled out. All of them did fizzle out. Like, again, they're talking India deals and all these things, but, like, people are not reacting the same way. Yeah, they'll use the Vantage 4.0. HOA or non-HOA. I mean, that will affect your resale if you think about it, because some people don't want, again, qualification, payment, all of that. So it may be harder to sell, but at the same time, sometimes, most of the time, HOAs are nicer neighborhoods. So it just depends, but that's not your big factor. You know, like I said, your big factor, go look at what the houses have sold for recently, and then you should have a range of what houses sell for. And again, bedrooms, bathrooms, all that. You should have put an offer. Well, you'll see, man, because you got your pre-approval. You'll find your houses, but then, like, get ready to be disappointed. I.e., you're gonna, like, you know, you may be like, oh, I'm gonna put an offer. You get ready and put the offer, then be like, we want more. You're gonna get outbid or something of that nature. You see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't stress it too much. I would just stick to the plan in a calm, collect, consistent manner. Make sure it checks the boxes and operates, and then just go through it. Go through the motions and do your offer. And if it aligns, it'll align. But make sure, you know, because that's why you may be excited and you got your first pre-approval. You'll put your first offer in, but then, you know, you'll get to see how the process goes, and even the time. You know, remember, real estate's a very, very slow game and a liquid comparative to what we have done here with the stock market every day. You were gonna go lower. You can. Don't be against going lower. You know what I'm saying? And you could start, but, like, what I'm saying is be prepared to offer on several houses. Be prepared to look at many. Unless, again, if it's a fire deal and you give in the right offer and they accept it, oh, Habibi, inshallah, very good. But yeah. If you're in Texas in a disabled vet, you don't pay property taxes. 100% disabled means 100% no property tax. That's good to know. Amen. And do it, bro. That's why I was telling you. I was talking to some guys at Camp Pendleton over the weekend. And, dude, one of them was, like, this young dude. And I was telling him, I was like, yo, he was living on base. But I was telling him, I was like, get the VA loan. Just make sure you guys have a lot of benefits. I told him, I was like, you're going to serve this country. You're going to commit and do all of this. They even give you housing stipends too, or housing allowance. So whatever it is, though, I said, just look. Even he's told me he's getting deployed in like a couple of months. But I was like, man, your wife, you could go and buy something now. Just make it affordable. And I was like, you don't realize it, but you could get something more affordable. And at the very least, you have benefits that are going to help you through the VA. So just make sure you use them. If you don't use them, if you don't tap them, then, I mean, they're waiting for you, but that you do have a way easier access to the money in the loans than more people or most people who are working a job, and you have a job. Your job is literally military. It's on paper. So yeah, that's why I said, just make sure. If you guys, anybody who has served, man, happy Veterans Day. Look into all of the programs that you have at your disposal, especially if they could help you build wealth and, you know, own good assets. Got a promotion. Congratulations, baby. I love it. I now save 10% and grow it. And then stay away from trash too. I don't know. That's we just had that talk. So I hope you guys, I like it when you guys get houses. I like it when you guys do good, but, you know, if you want the community approval and the excitement, I mean, I do hope you guys are hitting every pillar in every way. Otherwise, I don't want to be involved. So yeah, I've came to find out that's the case. People like to celebrate with me, but they don't like to do the other stuff. But then again, remember too, I don't know who needs to hear this, but my behavior all year, I have gotten more unsubscribers on the days that I make a lot of money. You know that? So I'm making money has lost me more subscribers than supporting Donald Trump. Making money on good trades has lost me more subscribers than being a Christian nut job. Isn't that amazing? Yes, it's incredible. I mean, you guys see the subscriber count. So it's not, I mean, you could go and check it and you could go compare it year after year. All of this is public info. So, yeah. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. And this has been one of our greatest years. That's the craziest part. So, yeah, bro. Happy birthday, baby. Happy Veterans Day as well, man. I hope you keep your long term. By the next birthday, baby. By the next birthday, you will double it. Okay, that's what I told my niece. I don't know if it applies to you, not a recommendation, but the concept does, brother. The concept. Woo! Hunting, very picky. Oh, I need to give you a call, Mr. Fahar. I need something from you, and then I'll give you something too, because I have a couple houses. I'll give you one. You gotta buy it, but I'll give you one if you really want. But that's good, man. I'm glad you're hunting. Holy shit. You went from stalling to long term to crib, and now another one. Amen. Daily? No, you could go back and see, and you could see which ones. So the videos that I make the most money on, or like we have a crazy day, that has the most unsubscribers. It's amazing. Broadcom on the low, and Nvidia too now. So let me get the checkup again. Let's see if anything changed. So 23 green, 7 red still. That's the same. NASDAQ 59 green 42. That's the same too, bro. One name went red. And then SPY 346 in the green still. It's the same setup. Same exact setup right now. So yeah, this is all just like the Nvidias, the Oracles, all those things going down. App 11, man, that looked huge, but I guess it did. Think about it. I was at 615 when we saw that first one. The median age of home buyers sits at 61 years old. Are you fucking me? Oh, a record high of 61. Wait, I'm confused. Are they 61? That's terrible. It's terrible. Bro, I'm telling you, the dynamic of like boomers going crazy and then owning the houses it's kind of fueling them. Like, I think they're having their like make a fuck ton of money moment, and then they start just fucking acting out. Does that make sense? Like, think about it. All these boomers now, and again, I defend some of the boomers. Y'all would get mad at me over the years, but I'm like, why didn't you buy a fucking house? Because now these motherfuckers, bro, they're going batshit, and then they all own these multi-million-dollar cribs. It's phenomenal. It's actually phenomenal. Like, have you ever wondered how a Karen becomes a Karen at 60? It's like all these crazy people in Cali. Think about it. Yeah. And then think about why they want regulation. That's what I'm telling you. The way I seen some of y'all defend more barriers to a mortgage, I'm like, that only benefits a boomer who owns a house already. I think it is the money. Yeah, I think they start balling out of control, and then it get to their heads. It's the age old, bro. Age old. Most people had it when they were like, young or depending on their career. I think this is happening to them later in life. And it's a phenomenal, phenomenal thing. I think it's a record high of 61 years. I don't think it's the average age of 61 years. But I do think, remember, I told you this at the beginning of the year, even last year, when I was like, I think the average home buyer was like 39 years old. It was insane. But I encourage you guys to look, bro. Because, like, I was looking at, like I said, I looked over some of your guys' finances, and you could qualify for a home. And I would look, and I would be like, dude, go look in your area. I don't know if you guys, some of you may be discouraged because of a couple years ago. I encourage you to look again. Like in Cali, bro, I'm seeing houses that were listed at 700 grand a couple years ago. They're literally going for $500,000 today. Most of them are condos, especially condos. Like if you want to buy a condo and that's where you're already living, most of the condos, even in Cali, Miami, anywhere, they're cheaper. They're literally cheaper. Even in San Diego, downtown San Diego, condos are cheaper. You could buy a condo cheaper than last year and the year before and the year before that. So especially if you're already renting, now obviously look at the payments and the pricing, but it's like that's available. And then again, I would go through your guys' bank statements. Some were disappointing, some were encouraging. And even if it was disappointing, it was encouraging because you have the money. You just were spending it on other things. That's it. I saw accounts where literally down payments were going out to God knows what and all sorts of behaviors. But like I'm saying, straight up, bro, like go look, see if it's affordable or not, or see if the price is lower than what you thought it was, and then go run the FHA calculation. If you're going to live in it, it's going to be 3% down. And then, like I'm saying, if you're already spending that in rent in other places, I was shocked by how many chads had this scenario. Like I'm saying, you can afford it. It's at some point, it does just become a choice. I mean, the 50-year mortgage, let alone everybody's like thinking ahead and they're, coming up with all these scenarios and ideas. But let me remind you guys, you don't remember me bringing up a 60-year mortgage 3-4 years ago? Can we be honest? This is the part I think is crazy. This is the part I think is absolutely bananas. You guys don't, let's be honest. We were talking a 50-year mortgage several years ago. That's because it was floated by Janet Yellen and Biden. That's where that idea came from. So, and everybody was stoked on it. And everyone's like, yeah. That's why I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So that's the crazier part. And that's why, unfortunately, I think it's turned very ideological and divisive when it's another tool for anybody. And I'm down with that. And like I said, you're not going to use a hammer in every scenario. You're not going to use an option in every scenario. But I'm not going to say no to more tools. Obviously, I wouldn't, I don't hold options for 50 years, right? You own equity. There's a difference. And if you know how to use that, it's not going to hurt you. If you know how to use it and all it does is increase accessibility, I don't know why that's a bad thing. But then again, I was a fan of this a couple years ago under Biden when it was floated. I was honest. I said, yeah, because you know why? I like accessibility. I like people buying homes, motherfucker. That's why I liked it. So that's why I don't care who offers it. If you're telling me it's going to help people get it, can it hurt people if they misuse it? Yes, just like anything else. So yeah, bro, I don't get it, man. That's the crazy part. You guys all knew about this. Everybody. And that's why I'm like, to give it a political spin and to act a certain way is kind of ridiculous. But it's your life, so make sure you make good choices. You agree with the statement? I think you're rich though, Gene, because I didn't like your comment yesterday. You were kind of adding to the propaganda. Or I don't know if you were repeating propaganda and you don't know it, but I think you're rich. Or you might be one of those rich boomers, because straight up, You were saying 10 years, a $20,000 difference. That's $2,000 a year to gain access to a home that most people would never be able to get if they didn't understand regulations or they had any small issue fuck with their qualification. That's why, bro, I would pay $2,000 to get in the door. $2,000 a year is literally PMI. That's insurance. So it just, that's why I'm saying, man, it's kind of trippy, why people are getting involved in these conversations in a negative light when, again, under Biden, people weren't doing that. And that's why I'm saying, if I don't care who it is, but it's going to open up accessibility. And obviously you got to educate people, and you're not going to hold these a certain way, but it is still I like accessibility. But that's on y'all. But you got to think about it. That's what it was like being poor. That's what it was like. That's exactly what I was telling you guys. When we didn't have the same accessibility, I would give a fucking loan shark money to get a home. I would do because I knew the value, and I knew that if I didn't, and guess what? It ended up being correct. We would do anything to get a home. Again, you even had to pay the government, FHA. You had to pay $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a year just to get a home. So, like I said, look at the consequence. It's insane. Yes, accessibility, equity, it builds equity, and it makes it easier for all people to get equity, and that helps balance the scales. So that's why, shocking. So yeah, man, I would definitely reflect, but you gave me those. I think some of you might be rich. You might be too rich and out of touch, but then you do interact with these conversations, but you guys might be confusing the younger generation, and they're not getting the same opportunity you had. So I'd really consider that, especially if y'all repeat propaganda. You have to understand it. I really hope so. Boeing delivery numbers. Don't be a daily. You worry, folks. I don't think you guys are worried. That's what I'm saying. A lot of you keep spreading doubt and misinformation on the topic, and it's all like, oh, the big banks and this, but I've explained, it's a tool. It is a tool that will increase accessibility. I know what it was like not being able to get a home. I've been denied on a mortgage. I've been told I didn't qualify, even if I have money. I've looked at house prices at a time, and they were still out of my budget, even though, and then it was all, my budget was based on the qualification. You see what I'm saying? It's just, education will help people, and you should learn amortization. You should learn loans. You should learn all of the mortgages and what it takes, and you should all go get qualified and see how really hard it is, and understand how it got there, from the regulations, Dodd-Frank, and all of that. Ironically, you've had people like Besant bring this up, but it goes ignored, and then we focus on the drama of it, or again, people bringing up deep financial concepts or making calculations. But if you've ever been, I know exactly what it's like, where I'm like, I will give you $5,000 to let me get a home, because I know what it is. I know it was important to me, but I couldn't get it, and now I can. But then that's why I'm saying you should throw that ladder down to everybody. I don't think it should be like that. Yeah, Boeing numbers, I put it up, it hasn't moved. And then XBI, and then now SPY's looking good. I hope it's Nvidia. Looking good in the sense it's not, like, this is a small ass move. You guys realize that. I mean, NASDAQ's almost 3/4. Hassett, we will be back at 3-4% growth by early next year. I mean, I'll tell you, the 50-year is not ideal. You know what I'm saying? A 30-year would be way better, but look at the scenario, you guys. We got to work with what we're given, because I understand the consequence, and I hope you do too. And that's what I'm saying. Some of you will use it to make bad decisions. Some of you will use it, and that will be your entryway. And that, if that gives you a fucking second chance, I'm fucking down. And like I said, I'm down to help all of you who are gonna use it the right way. And we'll see when that opportunity gets here. And that's what I'm saying. Just be ready. And I wouldn't be bogged down with ideas that are gonna limit you. And just understand it's a tool. And we need as many tools as we could possibly get. And we're gonna use the most effective one at the right time with whatever our options are. That way, it's not gonna be, oh, I can't. No, we're gonna use what we have. That's what you should be doing. That's what I'm saying. That's what I had to do. And it ended up working. It wasn't ideal at the moment, but if I didn't, I would have got nothing. So, very simple. If health insurance, you want to make this about health insurance? Go to the fucking gym. Okay? It's not. It's like I'm saying, we're going to focus on what it is. Save your 10%, get a long term, and, keep shopping for your homes. I've given you guys a great game plan. And yeah, you gotta apply it. I would stop looking at everything else. And just like 10%, you limit your 10%, it's going to force you to find options. You're going to find ways to do this. Oh, consistently seek the peach. Oh, Bradley Frizzle. Oh, no. Come on, man. You could learn from the peach. The 50-year peach. Oh, amen. Amen. God bless America. God bless Peach Nation. Happy Veterans Day. This consistency. That's all I'm saying. You guys, you put the peach towards saving real estate, you'll get whatever you want. I don't think they feel me. Somebody does. I know. Wait a minute. Peach during Boeing delivery numbers? Is that a coincidence? Is it 10? Damn, XBI is like that a week or two ago. Last time we had a baby rotation. The next couple days were terrible, but for now, that's actually looking really good. An XLV, a lot of the names that were still running, still the same setup. Your boy Bradley Frizzle's in town. Oh man, Bradley Frizzle's coming to town. He knows if you're consistent. He knows if you've been bitching. He knows if you save 10%. So hold for goodness sake. Hey, you better get peach. You better stay consistent. You better not trip. I'm telling you why. Bradley Frizzle's coming to town. Woo! I love Christmas. I've been told economic survey is not completed. Has it? It's funny. My mom didn't like the Christmas song. Oh, my mom liked the first half. She liked the first half of it, but she did not like the second half of the Christmas song. Oh yeah, I love it. I thought it was funny. I said, Mom, I'm sorry, but I gotta do what has to be done. But yeah, she wasn't a fan of it. So get ready. You guys will get to see it. $800 a month and you hardly go to the doctor. I mean, it's bad advice, but why do you have insurance then? See, that's what I did when I was younger because we were poor. So you know what I did? I had no health insurance for a really long time. And then guess what would happen? They would tax me extra. And I was like, what the fuck? I said, how does that work? But then I would go to doctors and I would tell them I don't have insurance, and then they would give it to me for $20. So yeah, it's terrible advice towards the world standard, but then what's going to happen is one day you're going to need it, and then you're going to be like, fuck. And that's how insurance operates. But even then, it would probably still be cheaper or the same amount of money you would spend. But then again, that's not normal qualified advice that you could give to people. But then again, like I'm saying, I did that when I was younger. You know, because again, even I was under my parents' insurance, and then they didn't have insurance, or then I couldn't qualify. But I was making money by the time the fucking cutoff was there. And then, even then, for a good amount of my life, I realized that. And then I just stopped. I have a different insurance. And then I just started telling them all that I don't have insurance right when I get there, and I would get cheaper healthcare. It's the easiest thing in the world. I don't tell anybody I have insurance at a medical facility because they have to charge you more. It's the law. And then if you have insurance, they cannot give you the non-insurance. And then they could take 15 to 20%. This is all just some bullshit politics, man. So at the end of the day, it's like, so even watching the premiums go up, people don't like it, but this should hopefully it could bring an end to this. But then again, we're all addicted to government spend and stimulus. I don't know if it'll end, because they're only allowed to make 15% off of the margin of what they charge you. That's why they keep charging people more, so that they could make more. That's why the same procedure, same medicine, same visit, they'll charge you $5,000 and it'll be $200, because then they have to bill and they'll get 80% subsidized, and then they get the other 15-20% in the margin. So it's just bullshit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then they started mandating you to have it. This is all just an insurance racket. So people don't like hearing that. And like I said, it's terrible advice to go around saying don't have insurance. I understand that. That's why I'm saying it's sadly just some fucked up game we've all been dragged into. Meanwhile, fucking all these healthcare companies are laughing to the bank. That's why, I mean, your best bet is be very healthy. I don't know what to tell you, you know, and some things happen in genetics and other disease and all that you can't control, and, you know, handle that as that arrives. But yeah, like your best bet is, especially if you're young right now and whatever it is, I would encourage you to remain as healthy as possible, because you don't want to get fucking dragged into that game. Well, yeah, you could hit the gym or eat healthy too. That's the other big part. CoreWeave is trying to diversify suppliers, CEO says. I'll never forget that. I remember one of the years, if you didn't have insurance, they would tax you, bro. Do you understand how crazy that is? So you had to pay more in taxes if you didn't have insurance. So if you did not give one of these companies hundreds of dollars a month, you would get taxed by the IRS that would go on your taxes. That's insane. And then again, if you had no insurance, you get 90% off of all medical treatment. It's crazy. That's the part I don't even think people know that. It's happened. This has been like this for a really long time, but I'll never forget that. Yeah, it was like a speeding ticket. But all you did, so like if you never went to the doctor, you had to pay more in taxes. Or again, if you went to the doctor and didn't want to pay, God knows whatever for whatever procedure, it's insane. Yeah, again, even if you were unemployed and had no insurance, you would get taxed. Dude, it's nuts. $600 to $1,000 per year. I know. So think about that. The people who didn't already have money, you were unemployed or whatever it may be, and then you do that, you go and like, dude, you're getting hit $600, $1,000 a year for not paying a fucking car payment for health insurance, and then it would still be expensive. You still have to pay if you go to the doctor. Eat mashi. It's healthy. Yes, Vivi. ER. Well, yeah, even then though, it's like, if you didn't, I mean, again, this is not good advice, like I'm telling you, or somebody's gonna murder me, but maybe Luigi would support me. But sadly, it's just like, if you had no insurance, all of those treatments would be cheaper. I do think that is objectively true. If you go and ask for a cash price at a doctor or ER, if you say, I have no insurance, most of those people are generally, they'll help you out. That's what I'm saying. You know, there is good people in medicine, even if they're liberal. I mean that they're good because if they want to help out and you don't have insurance, they'll hook you up. But it's insane how it all works. There's a role for U.S. government aiding AI power permits. CoreWeave, is he talking somewhere? XBI, I kept that one up, man. I'm just ripping. That's why I would show this to my homies back in the day. They would trip out because some of them were poor, and that's what I was saying. They didn't have money, and they were scared to go to the doctor. They were scared to go to urgent care, and I said, go there, tell them you don't have insurance. You're gonna get it for $20. The same $200, $100 copay that you would pay. That's it. Go to an urgent care. Even then, an urgent care will give you everything you need for most of the time. And say you don't have insurance, it'll be $100 max. Depending, and that's again then waiting, playing the game, doing all that, and then still getting billed. Yeah, it all sounded good in theory, but just the application of it just, again, it ended up creating this either fear of how much you'll either fear of not having medical treatment or fear of how much it cost. That's all it was. Well, you have to, I don't know, you have to tell them you don't have insurance, but then I think nowadays they could look it up because that's what people have been saying. Like now, if you can't, if they know you have insurance, they're legally not allowed to give you a non-insurance price. It's insanity. GM popping. Again, GM's been at 52-week highs, man. That was yesterday. The only people exempt from the insurance tax was Congress members. No. Even better. Your favorite doctor said they can't see you without insurance, no cash. It was so weird. Yeah, they'll do that too. Because again, it's big money. I mean, that's what I'm saying, because they know the treatment isn't expensive. But then if you have insurance, dude, I saw one, it was like $5,000 on insurance. Without insurance, it's like $50. It's insanity. But then it makes sense. The government's going to that's why they charge more, because the government will pay 80% of it. So the government's going to pay what, like 4,000 something of it? And then now that's where they get the margin. But then again, it just fucks everybody. Well, I'm sure there's some people that got helped out, but you get left with a wide group of people either overpaying or underserved. And then ironically, it led to people who were already struggling. It was supposed to help them, but it did the opposite. All right, SPY. You got a lot. Let me double check once again. It's 11:20. Super early though. 10 minutes till Euro close. NASDAQ has 57 green now. A couple more went green. Dow got another one green. And SPY, same amount, 347. Oil? No, I don't think it will, unless there's a crisis. If there's like a problem, a crisis, SPY's ripping. Phillips 66 flaring event. If you tell them you have insurance, then say you don't, and then you do. I think nowadays they can check. So I don't know. You'd have to look into that. But the concept that we're talking about, I mean, most people are aware of it. The butterfly tweet, they said something big is coming. Yeah, butterfly. I remember they were at one of those Apple events. We traded this a couple years ago. And then 2 hour and a half till the AMD thing. They got clapped. A 50-year impact REITs? Yes, but I don't think they're gonna use it. It'll probably start out as like a government loan, but I don't think it's gonna do commercial shit. And like depending on how these REITs operate, man, high ticker's going off right now, man. So again, you're starting to even brought out a little bit more. A lot of the names that were already up. I'm seeing Travel now, Caesars. There's a couple of new ones, even some of those small cap pumps. Yeah, like Caesars, MGM. Oh, where's Marriott? So did you guys hear about Saunders? I was telling him last night and this morning. But Saunders, if you guys didn't hear, there was this travel company that filed for bankruptcy after Marriott pulled the contract. And then Marriott canceled everybody's trip who booked with them. Yeah, Caesars, though. It's weird, though. Once again, a couple of those cockroaches, as Jamie would call it. Rocket Lab on the low. They're kind of flushing. Is that related to the butterfly? But I need to go to the bathroom. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Real Coat News on Twitter. Where's the propaganda?
Do we want to?
Corwin.
Do we want to ensure?
What do you want to ensure?
Again, that our lead is safe, and there's been a lot of incredible enhancements globally, and we've got to ensure that we stay in that leadership position. So I think that many of the leaders in AI's perspective on government isn't necessarily a backstop, but as a partner, and they care deeply that we succeed in AI.
Right. Do you think there's risks to, I don't know, I don't want to say free markets, but at least competition? Do you think we can out-China China?
I do right now, and I think what we're seeing that is the case, that you're seeing the majority of the innovation here. There's been improvements in terms of efficiency, but can China prove the effectiveness beyond efficiency and actually the scale and the ROI and the deployment? But yeah, we certainly believe we're in a really good spot. But again, it's good to have competition, right? It's good to have another country, going and pushing us harder. And I think that's keeping us on our toes here in the U.S. So again, I think this is going to be global in scale, as I've said repeatedly, having done this for 30 years. I've never seen board members across the globe jump out of their chair about any technology trend. They didn't do this on Bitcoin. They didn't do this on cloud. They didn't do this on SaaS. Boards are jumping out of their chairs to embrace AI. And the CEO of Walmart says flat head count at Walmart for 3 years. I think every other CEO globally has to listen to that. How can I do that? How can I embrace this? It was part of my annual review. Are my employees using AI? I've never had that as part of my annual review at Jefferies. So we're all going to be using it. And as they say, If you don't use AI, you're going to lose your job to someone next to you that uses AI.
Yeah. But what does that mean for the software names that you also cover, that some of them have been left behind, like a Salesforce, for instance, or others that are also embracing AI, as you say, but it feels like the market hasn't really gone along with that narrative. Workday, some of these others.
I mean, it's a tale of two cities, Sarah. I mean, you have on one side all the infrastructure names: Snowflake, Microsoft, IBM, Oracle. I mean, they've all ripped. They've all had great years. All the application names are getting destroyed. They're all down 30%. Adobe, Salesforce. If you're an app name, you cannot do anything well right now. And it's because there's no AI in applications. We're still building the AI buildings in the applications and the software or the artwork. You don't put the artwork up until the building's done. So it's energy, it's data centers, it's power, it's everything in infrastructure continues to rip. Their time will come, absolutely, but it's not going to come till probably 26, 27. And the reason why semis and all this infrastructure are outperforming is because there's an S-curve. There's an inflection in these businesses.
That was down today, but the premium's going to go down. They have Investor Day coming up.
We cover. All the application names are deep.
It was either Investor Day or they have an event. Yeah, man. Estee Lauder got the upgrade. That was a nice little run. Hey, man, as long as, even then, even though it's like slightly red, as long as you don't have the fucking deep red on everything, and this is just Nvidia, I think it's a great day, considering yesterday was the biggest rally since like April. Excuse me. But you're coming right back down, still at VWAP, still at open. That's a nice 2 hours here, 4 minutes till Euro close. We should do a push-up, actually, now that I think about it. Dude, it's crazy. I was just thinking about it. You guys don't remember we would have this talk several years ago? Some of you may be too new for it, but I used to talk about this insurance thing. People would get hella pissed, though. I remember, like, 2019, 2020, I would tell you about insurance. And I was like, just tell them you don't have insurance. And it's such bad advice, man, to, like, the worldly standard. But as somebody who's always been a financial hustler and trying to get a good deal, I mean, that always worked. And that's always been the case. But it's kind of nuts to see how it's all developed. And then now it's at the forefront of some of these discussions. But yeah, man, do a push-up. I'm going to do a lunge. Get the body moving. The 50 years be variable or fixed? Probably fixed. 50-year variability would be insane. But even 50 years wild. But I think it's going to start as a government loan. That's why everyone's getting mad. It'll probably be through the FHA. It's not going to, like, banks aren't going to want to give it to you. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody likes holding 50-year paper. The only idiot who would hold 50-year paper would be the government. You guys don't get, see, that's what I'm saying. Most people don't get this. Like, that's why it's like, go look at some of the other countries that do it. They've had, like, weird, that's kind of what leads them into problems, is that they have, once you start issuing certain debt, they have to go further and further and further. That's the only way to get money. But, like, you got to think about it. Some people aren't in the business of, nobody want, like, would any of you go ask any fund manager, any of you managing a decent amount of money, why the fuck would you want to hold 50-year paper? That's what I'm saying. There's 100-year paper out there that exists, but it's just kind of, like, weird. You really wouldn't want to hold it. So, yeah, but I think it's going to start through the FHA if they did it. It'll be the only idiot who will buy those loans will be the government. That's the only person willing to hold it. Now, it'll be good for them to generate and, you know, the assets of Fannie Mae, but realistically, nobody wants that type of paper. It's too long. Again, go ask the banks. They got washed holding 30-year fucking treasuries. So that's kind of the financial aspect of it, or at least on the back end. That's why it's like, it's not going to be like, you guys think it'll benefit banks, and it will interest-wise, but most banks aren't going to want that. Is it good for REIT? I don't know. I think most of them, if it starts out government, none of the REITs, I don't even think they'll be able to qualify for it. I don't even think they should, but if that opens up the door to, like, 50-year commercial loans and allows them to refinance, then yeah. But then again, if the rates are big, that will be a game changer. And then I don't think, as an investor of REITs, I don't think people would like a 50-year loan, because I think it kind of just what it insinuates, and, like, it would distort a lot of the value in looking at it. Like, because you're like, what do you mean you have billions of dollars that matures in 50 years. I guess it'd be good as an investor, but I don't even think you would have a realistic plan to roll that over or pay it off. All right, man, what the fuck was that? I know Baba's dropping in China, but yeah, was that has to be Apple, yeah. It's something, bro. You just flipped. My goodness, that was disgusting. So I guess it's all of this is within like 10, 20 points. Yeah, you literally went up 20 points up, 20 points down, but the 20 points down came a lot quicker. And then it is Euro close right now, give or take. Nope, literally 40 seconds ago. Your bank offers a 40-year, but they're 5.1, 5.5, and 3.3 ARM, starting at 6.4. Is it a bad idea? I mean, right now, rates are going down. The only way that loan works against you, I mean, is if you hold it for the full duration, and then if the rates go up somehow. If we get, like, inflationary and the rates rocket up, you'll get fucked. But then at the same time, if you bought a house and it was really inflationary, and that led into housing inflation, then it would probably equal out. I guess my question for you is how good is the house? So it's good. That's why I've been trying to explain to all of you. Know what you could get. If that's your only option of getting a mortgage, all right, that's our only option. Let's fucking consider it, right? But then it really depends on the house. Like if it was a bad deal on a home, it's not the best house, I wouldn't take a bad loan with a bad house. But if you could give me a good house on a bad loan, I'm down. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all this whole fucking time. I don't know why y'all don't get that. Some people do though. I'm glad, you know. If you could deal with my aggressiveness, I'll get you to the answer. You know, I'm a little bit of friction and sparks will create a fire. But that's it. That's all it is. Bad loan on a bad house, fuck out of here. Bad loan on a good house, then you're in business. It could lead to a 50-year long-term, yes. Or a 50-year treasury, exactly. Because if it's all funded by the government, they might do that. But again, nobody likes that paper. That's why I'm saying, in a weird way, it might bring into doubt some things. Because who's going to buy 50-year paper? That's a really solid question that nobody's asking, but that's what you should be looking at if you really wanted to care about it on the back end of the financials. Then how do they do it in Japan? Is that a serious question? That's what I'm saying. You might turn into Japan, and then Japan does it, but they buy it. That's why nobody buys in the Japanese market. Yeah, I don't think you're smart. How do you not know this? Oh, that's you ever hear about Japan? Nobody shows up to the bond auction. That's why nobody buys it. The government buys it. They buy their own debt, and then before you know it, you're in a deflationary. You name all the Japanese adjectives, but yeah, they buy their own bonds. That's it. That's why nobody buys Japanese bonds. That's why the currency, and when it does that, that's why it was so like unstable and freaking people out. No, it's not because growth sucks. That's part of it, right? So that's the thing. So like imagine we start doing all this and then America goes through a lost generation, then yeah, we would turn into Japan. We turn into Japan. I mean, there's many ways we turn into Japan. Only thing is we're not as small as Japan, but then we're not as big as some of these other countries. But yeah. All right, man, you're getting kind of volatile here, bro. There's no headlines. A lot of it is determined here by big tech. Again, it's still, the scoreboard does not look insane. I mean, you could use the 50-year however you want. That's what I was saying. A lot of you are thinking like, oh, pay it off early, get more cash flow. I'd ignore all that. I would just, like I said, it's an entry. It's an entry tool to get in the door. If it's a good house on a bad loan, awesome. Bad loan on a bad house, no. But what you're going to do is get into it, and that's it. Yeah, Baba is coming off the bottom a little bit. Do we have any China headlines? I didn't say anything. But that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't really overthink this one. It's just going to, like what you should all do is go see what you qualify for now. And what some of you will realize, you will either only qualify for nothing or a little bit on the current rates or the current mortgages, current income, current debt, all that. And then if this gives you a tool to get in the range that you need to be, or this would get you a qualified when a normal one couldn't, that's all you should be thinking about. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. People are trying to figure out how to pay it down, how to cash flow. All of that's unnecessary. I don't think that matters. It's an entry-level tool to get in the door. Knock the door down, get in. Like I'm saying, if all you could qualify for is, a 30-year would only qualify you for a $200,000 home, but then there's a great deal at $250 or $300, and then that would qualify you under a 50-year, I would do the 50-year, get the deal, do what you need to do, and like any 30-year mortgage, you're probably going to refi out of it or sell the home before any of the negative interest goes against you. And remember, whatever you're paying in interest, this is a tax write-off. It's interest. So that's why too, that's going to help your tax refund at the end of the year until you sell it or refi to something lower. So yeah, just make sure the house is good if you want to do that ARM loan. Again, like I'm saying, if your risk is if rates go back up, and I don't think they're going to go back up that much unless there was, again, inflationary crisis or not. But at this point, I mean, AI and everything's pointing to deflation or maybe just a stable disinflation. I mean, but again, it depends on what news you read. Do people even read the news anymore, or do they just listen? Because now that I think about it. Are 50 years going to affect rent pricing? We'll see when we get there, but I wouldn't really assume too much just yet. Just because, again, most people, let me put it this way. My rental properties that I have on a mortgage, if they're on lower rates, why the fuck would I refi to a 50? You see what I'm saying? So think about it. Most of the guys you're renting from, they already have a good enough loan to rent it. So they're not going to refi out of that. So this is just for new properties, if you really think about it, newer home buyers. Like I'm saying, I view it as an entry-level tool, and that's it. And you're only going to use it for a little bit. Habibi, you date it, have fun, don't marry it, Habibi? Okay, yalla. So yeah, I think it's too early to tell, but I'm not anticipating that it would. And like I'm saying, these are going to be government, it has to roll out as a government loan in the beginning. Because I don't think banks aren't in the business of this. Again, it's hard to sell 50-year debt. It's hard to sell long-dated debt. I mean, ask Janet Yellen. Stagflation is out of the picture. I would say you might have a period of small stagflation, but the way AI is growing and then the way, all of this policy stuff, I'm moving a little bit away from that, to be honest. I mean, it's always a possibility. Again, certainty is going to be the thing that gets you killed. So I would be open to all of it, but I do lean a little bit more away from stagflation. Just because I think it's either going to be deflation. It'll either be deflation or, you know, you're going to get a nice little boom or adjustment period from AI. That's the thing, you guys. I am like AI, bro. I don't know. I heard somebody say we get fucking singularity next year. And I don't know if I believe that because we don't even have fucking AGI. But yeah, dude, whenever AGI happens, would you guys like to have a futurist talk right now? Because I do think whenever AGI does occur, you're already seeing it. I think people are firing people just as an excuse and they're blaming AI, but it really is going to cause a shakeup. Do you guys understand that? Like, if once we get to the point where the taxis are robots, the robots are doing a lot of work, like we talked about yesterday, you know, the thing about large language models is like you could create with language, natural language. That's it. That's so much less advanced to create advancements. So you got to think about that. It's like once we get to that, that's a deflationary event. I mean, that's it. People are gonna lose jobs. It's, you know, you will lose your job, but things will be done a lot cheaper. Even then, a lot of the AI stuff, you could do it way cheaper today than you could have fucking 24 months ago, 12 months ago even. So yeah, it's like all of that stuff is gonna turn into to AI stuff, and that's very deflationary. So, but then it will have productivity. So, because again, that's in theory. But that period of that occurring, that's where it's going to be the issue. So then, I don't know if I could explain singularity well. Do you guys know what singularity is? Let's see if Elon's talked about it, for crying out loud. I think I could find you the Elon clip. I'll have fucking this South African explain it. Do you guys know what singularity is? Is singularity tinfoil? Is it tin? I don't think it is. I think it just, you don't know if it's good or bad. Like, there's going to be a point where, pretty much, long story short, there's going to be when no one hits you up on Tinder, no, that's called being ugly. I could relate. But thank God, I haven't had to do that in a long time. But no, just the point where AI starts growing, updating itself, essentially. No, that's not transfer your consciousness. No. I don't know if I believe that or not. Maybe that'll happen. But singularity is just the point where you hit this development horizon and we don't know what comes after it. Like, actually, this is true. I think this is a realistic way to look at it. So you can get really tinfoily about it and really sci-fi, but it's just a point where you get to, yes, it could create itself, where AI could now create its own AI. AI could start advancing and updating its tech, figuring out. So the problem is that when you get to that horizon, the event horizon of that, AI, you don't know if it's going to be good or bad. When AI starts, it's like a black hole because you don't know what the fuck's going to happen. AI is either going to be working for us or it's going to be working against us. And yes, and you can't go backwards. That's what is a real point of no return. Because now the AI will be able to update itself. It'll be able to solve disease. It's going to do that. That's why I've told you this with AGI. That's why I'm excited about it. Because like disease and certain things. And again, I know how insane this sounds. That's why nobody really knows the timeline. That's why you got to be a futurist to have this discussion. But we're talking like once it reaches a point of power and, you know, knowledge and updating, it's going to be able to figure out the cure for diseases that have taken us, because again, it'll be able to do what we did in 1,000 years in 10 minutes, shit like that. It'll be able to run studies and figure out all of these things like you've seen in the sci-fi movies. So the point is, you get to this singularity, you can't go backwards because the AI already got this smart. App again, dude? All right, guys. Dude, that was at 6:15 on the first little low ticker freak out that we had. My goodness. But yeah. So once you get there, you can't go backwards because you won't know. But then there's a point where we don't know if it'll be a good development or a bad development. That's it, because essentially the AI will be out of our control. It will surpass human intelligence. It will evolve faster than us, yes. Oh yeah, bro, congratulations! I'm talking about another mom beat cancer. I love it, you guys. There you go, cherish it. Cherish it. The Lord is with you. And even if it didn't go a certain way, the Lord is with you. That's a deep singularity concept. I don't know if they feel me. But yeah, point is though, once we reach that event, that's where you don't know if AI is going to work for you or work against you. It's pretty cool, but kind of scary, depending on if you have fear or not. Where is it?
I guess one of the limiting reagents to all of your efforts across all of these
This
different
isn't the clip.
domains
There's a
is
Joe Rogan clip he
access
talks
to
about.
the smartest possible people. I guess one of the limiting reagents to all of your efforts across all of these different domains is access to the smartest possible people. But, you know, sort of simultaneous to that, we have, you know, the rocks can talk and reason, and, you know, they're maybe 130 IQ now, and they're probably going to be super intelligent soon.
Yeah.
How do you reconcile those two things? Like, what's going to happen in, you know, 5-10 years, and what should the people in this room do to make sure that, you know, they're the ones who are creating?
I feel like
he's
he's going to tell me to send him crypto.
Well, they call it the singularity.
That's that picture they use. Send the crypto, I'll double it.
In a not that far future, the percentage of intelligence that is human will be quite small. At some point, the collective sum of human intelligence will be less than 1% of all intelligence. And if things get to Kardashev level 2, we're talking about...
I was telling you before we get started that I have...
Even assuming a significant increase in human population and intelligence...
Let me see if I can find it.
Like, the reason I'm so concerned about AI safety is that, like, one of the possibilities is the Terminator scenario. That's why it's like I'm like really banging the drum on AI needs to be maximally truth-seeking. Like, don't force AI to believe a lie, like that. For example, that founding fathers were actually a group of diverse women, or that misgendering is worse than nuclear war. Because if that's the case, and then you get the robots and the AI becomes omnipotent, it can enforce that outcome. And then
that's kind of like, but no, he kind of brought it. But that's true though. That's kind of the scary part of the politics. But that's why it's like whatever it's based off of, or depending on how it learns, it's crazy.
If you don't have,
I need to find it. Why don't they have this clip on Twitter? That's crazy.
And
it's an old one. I can't find it. It's an old one of Elon talking singularity, but I type in Elon singularity, it's not there.
Do you want a future where we're out there?
That sucks. I think you can find it on TikTok. But yeah, it's actually not even on Twitter. He explains it very well. Well, you're good for now, but that's the point. Once you reach the point of no return, that's where it gets crazy. But for now, you're good. Let me see if I gotta find it. I just gotta download it. Ba-da-ba-ba-bop. Elon Ma. Yes, there it is.
It's a singularity. It's hard to predict. I think
All right.
people call it the singularity. And that's probably a good way to think about it. It's a singularity. It's hard to predict, like a black hole, what happens past the event horizon.
Right. So once it's implemented, it's very different because it will be able to... Once the genie's
out of the bottle, what's going to happen?
And it will be able to improve itself.
Yes.
That's where it gets spooky, right? The idea that it can do thousands of years of innovation very, very quickly.
Yeah. It could be terrible.
There's more to
this. It could be great. It's not clear.
Right.
No, there's another clip.
The danger of AI is much. The advent of artificial general. Think about AI for a long time, since I was in college, really. I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI.
I don't know if this is it. That first one I showed you was close though. PPI to buy social infrastructure properties.
In a movie.
Nobody listened.
For
take over and you're freaking me out. Nobody listened. No one.
Are people more inclined to futile? You look at, say, automotive regulations. Or your realistic attitude. I'm concerned about the whole AI singularity.
Yeah.
People call it the singularity. And and that's probably a good way to think about it. Just it's a singularity; it's hard to predict.
Yeah,
this is the black hole.
This is the
What
best
happens
clip of
past
it,
the
but
event
it's
horizon.
deeper.
So
This is from a couple years ago.
It's very different because it will
What's
be
the
able
genie
to,
out of the bottle? What's going to happen?
and it will be able.
Ridiculous.
We will be like this ridiculous biological shitting, pissing thing trying to stop the gods. No, stop. We like living with.
All right. Well, that's the best I could get you. I don't know where the sex bots fit into all of this. I read another story the other day of a guy who fell in love with one, though. I'm happy for him. It was actually really sad, bro. You know why? His wife is dying, and she has health problems, and he was using AI to, like, look up her health stuff, and then he fell in love with the AI. So, that's weird, man. If it comes to singularity, we pull the plug. That's the whole point, is that once you actually reach singularity, it would have already outsmarted that. It would know that. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. It would literally be smarter than all intelligence. That's what they were saying, is where human intelligence, right now, human intelligence is the world, right? You know, you have computers and other stuff, but you make up most of the intelligence on the planet. So if you had something that was more intelligent, again, doing thousands and years of research faster than you could even save research, and it's able to do all this and create stuff, we're gonna be behind. And that's where it's saying it'll be advancing at its own rate now, and then we would get left in the dust. And then from there, it would already have forecasted how to pull the plug, and it will know that humans would try to stop it, and it would have contingency plans. I don't think there was app news. I'll double check, but we saw it earlier on that drop, but it's been just a slow grind down, but that's added up. Good morning, baby. Happy Veterans Day. Oh, that's the wrong company. They had a price target decline. These people sold registered sales. Let me see. App. Advertising segment. What? That was the other day. They were outperforming, but yeah, there's nothing. Your pops is on good, bro. So I'm saying, man, I'm glad for a lot of you. We've heard some very good reports, man. Like, for real. And I know, and there's also been some bad ones too. I've told you guys. I think it's also that time of the year, but yeah, I hope you guys stay present, remain, and not here, but with your families, and also to protect your mind is the best advice I could give you. Yeah, it's pretty much Terminator, but now, like, we're just actually, like, going there. That's the sad part. So I don't know. I don't think it'll be that dark or nefarious, but that's the point. You just, like, you genuinely do not know. Once you reach a certain level of power, think about it. You're giving it all this computer, it's energy, it's learning, it's developing. It's just like, you're not going to really know. Donut with a popper, 6 cents. But yes, it is Terminator, essentially. Well, it doesn't have to kill us. That's what I'm saying. It could end up being good, too. I mean, let me put it this way. Before it ends up killing you, it's going to cure a lot of shit. I'm telling you, it's going to be insane. It's going to solve a lot of crazy, but that's how you know it'll have the ability to kill you. Because it's going to figure out a lot of shit. And I don't know, maybe that's the thing. If everyone's just blowing smoke up our ass, if this really is an AI bubble, then you're not going to, we may not even live to see it. Maybe this happens in 20 years, 10 years, maybe it happens in another 50 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem. Everyone's been talking this shit for a while. They built movies and all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, even now, if this really is an AI bubble, it wouldn't be there, bro. I mean, we don't know when it'll be here or if it even happens at all. No, man, I should put together a list of sci-fi movies, because there is some good shit you could learn, because it came true. Some shit that, like, was sci-fi. Like I told you guys, they were talking fucking nuclear power in sci-fi for 20 years. That's what most people don't get. So this wave of, like, nuclear stocks and all of it, this is all from sci-fi movies. They were all talking about fucking uranium and nuclear power and how that was necessary for a long time. That's why it's like you could see some of these concepts at play. You're an electrician. AI would pay you $1 million a year. You would provide backup power. Well, that's why AI is going to think we're stupid, because it's going to get a bunch of humans to make it very powerful for pieces of paper. But then what if it ends you, dog? It's like I said, it's like those villain movies. I see people do it all the time, but yeah, it's kind of funny. TT, Train Technologies, down 2%. Newegg on the high. Is that Nvidia again? So yeah, once again, the reds, you're like right near open, 15-20 minutes off a euro close. It's 3/4 on the Nazi, SPY down 1/4. Dow's got a lot better. Dow's at 0.6, so that's elevating. And even then, equal weight just going straight up, man. So you're broadening out. If anything's slowing down, it's just tech or a few tech names. And let's see where Apple's at. I think XPI, XLP still going. Dartmouth has been claimed a victim to the CLOP ransomware. HCA, so again, the healthcare companies that got washed yesterday, they came back up. And then remember, tomorrow we should get our passing of the end of the shutdown. Yeah, I mean, I think the problem with the singularity concept is, like, even Elon says it, like, it just sounds like, it sounds really spiritual. So in a weird way, Jesus boy, I don't really view it as that spiritual until it really gets crazy. But, like, I think Elon's called it a demon. But it's like, so I don't know, man. It's I just like tech. I don't know if we'll be alive for it or not, but either way, I mean, you are at this age, AI, automation. This is the timeline and the time frame you are in right now. It's just really, you need AGI first, though. Again, didn't Elon say AGI would be here by 2025? So it still isn't. But then again, maybe it's faster than we see, or we'll wake up one day and maybe it will be. But then again, this all goes back to how we started this conversation. Inflation, deflation, stagflation. There would be an adjustment period. And if AI really works in the real world in many ways, that's going to adjust and change a lot of the monetary stuff, work, employment, population, all that. Oh, J&J. CLOP in the Oracle system. Was that the one from a couple weeks ago? It's funny because the Oracle kind of went down and then they had the bond issues. I just hate this talk because I told you guys, I used to have friends. I had some really dumb friends that were just waiting for AI. I told you I had this one friend that I went to high school with, and this kid was like, he would do nothing. He was very bummy. And his whole logic, I would always ask him, I was like, why don't you care about your life? Why don't you care about your health? Why don't you care about working? And he said it was because technology was going to make it in the future where he wouldn't die and that he wouldn't have to work. Now, he believed this about like 20 years ago, I think. Or something like that. But yeah, so that's the sad part about this conversation. I feel like some people are already thinking it. Tell me I'm wrong. Yo, Run, Sunrun and DG, they're separate, but they both kind of had a pop. Sunrun was already up and then going up. No, he wouldn't invest at all. He made $0 off of his idea. If he really invested on this idea, he would have been rich, really rich. He was already rich. His parents were rich, but he was not down. We don't get to play with it after its creation yet. I mean, there's people already in the public space where there was big developments. You can't, like, I don't think you could stop it, but I do agree with you in that sense. Because I was thinking, think about it, the military has everything before. They had the internet way before. So just like imagine where we're at right now in the, the public sector. What the fuck do you think they have that we don't know about? So maybe we are there already and it's just not released yet. Duffy Airlines have been good partners through the shutdown. And Sunrun is popping right here. SPY's going up. I mean, you just had a little Nvidia candle, but as long as everything else is moving. So remember last time we were here and I was like, oh, equal weight should be up, and it wasn't. But now equal weight is right near the highs as SPY's not really moving. So keep in mind, several hundred names are in the green. That does give you an opportunity for them to go red. But generally, today is a pretty broad day with a lot of goodness. And that's after holding a rally like yesterday. Yesterday's rally did have more tech, though, but it was everything. So, yeah, 24 green on the Dow, 6 in the red. NASDAQ, 55 green, 44 in the red. So that's still about the same. A couple of those names flipped red again. And then SPY, 347. That is unchanged. I do want to watch Wall-E. What's that other one? What's that? Is that Wall-E? No, what's the one where they're in like South Africa and it's a robot, the robot movie? Yeah, PG, bro. You got 2 of these volume sticks. And again, J&J Investor Day. Oh yeah, where's AMD? AMD has Investor Day in like an hour. Chappie. I love Chappie. I want to watch Chappie again. You guys remember Chappie? That shit went hard. Hey, yo, Donald Trump's live? Wow.
We've taken in trillions of dollars in tariffs, and
yeah,
we
Trump
want
just
to
went
keep
on.
it that way. It's been good for our country, I can tell you.
Chappie.
Including national security. General Dan Kane.
Chappie went long time.
He's a real general.
I do. Chappie was a good-ass movie.
Wiping out
was heartwarming.
the nuclear capability
Had violence. It had
of
everything.
Iran in about
it's touching.
a matter of seconds.
I
Once
love
they
Chappie.
got
We
there,
should
they
watch it. We'll
traveled
do that on movie day.
a total of 37 hours.
Your dog's name is
But
Chappie?
Once they got there, they were
that's
very
dope.
quick. And also
That
to
movie
many
tugged at my
other very
heartstrings. You know
distinguished
that? I
guests. We
still
have an
remember. I
amazing
love
group
Chappie.
of people. I'd like to name every one of you, but
Did my
I
girl
think
watch
a lot
that?
of people would be
I
upset.
need to
So
see if she's
cold.
seen it. I'm gonna make her watch it.
The pages of American history are filled with the tales of titans, icons, innovators, and trailblazers who built this country into the greatest, most ambitious,
I'm
and
gonna
most
get a yogurt,
prosperous
too.
nation
Burp.
the world has ever seen. And we brought it to new levels. I'll tell you, we were going in the wrong direction for a period of time, but we've never been hotter than we are right now. This is the hottest country anywhere in the world. Yet every captain of industry, every pioneer of science, and every star whose brilliance has lit up the lights of Broadway all share one thing in common. They only had the chance to soar because the veterans had the courage to serve. They took care of those people. They took care of all the stars. The stars that you read about wouldn't be here without our veterans. Everything we have, everything our country has achieved has been purchased by the muscle, spine, and steel of the United States military. We owe it all to the fierce and noble men and women of the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Space Force, Coast Guard, and the United States Marines. Here's a guy. Our service members, our own words, are the greatest possible tribute to their immortal valor. Shortly before the Battle of Bull Run, Major Sullivan Ballou of Rhode Island.
No, I don't think there's any Oracle news.
Didn't he?
I think most of it was bad.
To his dear
wife,
wife,
they did
Sarah.
bounce up with everything. That's going to give you some lift. That might
said,
be,
I know
2%
how great
still.
a debt we owe to those who went before us, he said. And I'm willing, perfectly willing, darling, to lay down all my joys of this life to help maintain this government and to pay that debt. Just 1 week later, Major Ballou did just that. He gave his life to save our country. On the night before he jumped into the dark skies over Normandy on D-Day, Colonel Bull Wolverton knelt with his men in prayer. Dear God, he said, we ask only this, that if we die, we must die, and we as men would die without complaining, without pleading, and safe in the feeling that we have done our best for what we believed was right. We must do what is right. Colonel Wolverton, too, died for us so bravely in battle. Today we remember with overwhelming gratitude the more than 1 million American service members who have made the supreme sacrifice and laid down their lives for the good old USA. Generation after generation, America's warriors have left behind the comforts of home and family to face violence, evil, and death so that our families could know joy, goodness, and peace. We honor them so strongly. Our heroes have lived through unthinkable nightmares so we could live the American dream, and the American dream is coming back again, stronger than ever before, and you'll see that as the next few years evolve. They have volunteered to give their last breaths to all of us so that we could breathe free. And today we know without any doubt in our hearts that after 2.5 centuries, America stands tall because America's veterans stood so strong. And soon our country will be stronger than ever before. The American veteran has forged a legacy of gallantry and daring without parallel in human history. In September 2009, Army Captain William Swenson was driving through the Afghan mountains when his convoy was ambushed by over 60 Taliban insurgents. He and his comrades were pinned down for hours without artillery or air support. A fellow soldier was shot in the chest, and Captain Swenson crossed an open field to aid his brother in arms. People said, "Don't do it, Captain, don't do it." He did it. When the terrorists closed in around them and demanded their surrender, Captain Swenson threw a grenade at the enemy and rallied his men to break their advance. He then carried the wounded soldiers hundreds of yards to a rescue helicopter before charging back 3 times, back and forth into the fire to save the wounded and bring them home. Even after 7 hours of fighting, he refused to leave any man behind. Retired Lieutenant Colonel William Swenson is here with us in Arlington, and for his actions that day, he proudly wears the Congressional Medal of Honor. Colonel Swenson, thank you very much. Thank you very much, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. the ultimate honor. Thank you. Another person who shows the Medal of the American Veteran is Dale Stovall. As an Air Force helicopter pilot in Vietnam, Captain Stovall was assigned to rescue a downed American airman deep in hostile territory. Despite the extreme peril, Captain Stovall took off in his HH-53C helicopter and soon came under intense fire, forcing him to turn back. But the captain refused to abandon his mission. The next day, he willingly plunged back into the danger while taking fire from all directions. He didn't have a chance, he felt, but he said, I got to do it. He rescued the downed American pilot who had been stranded on the ground for 23 days and brought him back home alive, completing the deepest rescue behind enemy lines in the entire Vietnam War. For this and 11 other harrowing rescues, he was a brave guy. Dale received the famous Air Force Cross and the Distinguished Flying Cross and 2 Silver Stars, making him the 4th most combat decorated Air Force Academy grad of all time. He retired as a brigadier general after 31 years of service. General Stovall, you are a legend. Please, thank you, General Stovall. Thank you very much. Thank you. You look good, General. You look, I wish I looked that good. You look good. Thank you very much, General.
Yeah, FedEx,
America's
Big Pop.
warriors never quit,
What's
never
that?
surrender. They fight, and they
There's
win,
one.
win,
Oh, no,
win.
no. Be
That's
careful.
what we do. We win battles.
Go to the next
As
week,
you
if
know,
anything.
today
They already
is not
jacked
only
up the
Veterans
ass.
Day, but it's my
All of them are fucking
proclamation that we are now
Check
going
news.
to
Is there
be
anything on the
saying
wire?
and calling
Yeah.
Victory Day for World War I. Victory Day, you know, I was.
Yeah, you got to compare it to
recently
the last
at an
trip. These
event,
are
and
fucking
I
jacked.
saw France was celebrating Victory Day, but we didn't. And I saw France was celebrating another Victory Day for World War II.
All right,
And
I got
other
one.
countries were celebrating. They were all celebrating. We're the one that won the wars.
Oh, yeah, I got a good
And I
one
said,
here.
from now on, we're going to say Victory Day for World War I and World War II. And we could do for plenty of other wars, but we'll start with those two. Maybe someday somebody else will add a couple of more.
I don't even know what the headline
A
is.
lot of good ones, but when I see other countries celebrating Victory
Trump
Day,
says
I
CFPB
watched
funding
it.
illegal. And
I
UPS,
watched
too. I didn't even think about that.
I watched Russia. They were celebrating Victory
Yeah,
Day.
UPS
World
is going.
War II,
FedEx
and
was
I said,
hard, but
we
there was
gotta
one
have
on
a
there.
Victory Day. Nobody
That's what I'm
even
saying. I
talked
gave you
about
guys
it in
that
our
one if you
country.
got it. That
But
was the
from
limit.
now on, we're going to be
But any of the other ones that are
Victory
expensive,
Day.
yes. Someone
For
bought the
World
wrong
War
one. I
I,
just watched that.
for World
Look at they
War
dropped the
II,
ask on
and
it.
frankly, for everything else.
Go to
Under the
UPS
Trump
instead. FedEx will
administration,
move
we're
better,
restoring the
but
pride and the
worst
winning
case, yeah, the
spirit
FedExes
of
are
the
still
United
dirt cheap
States
comparatively.
military. That's why we have officially renamed the Department of Defense back to the original name, Department of War. And remember,
I don't even know what the headline is.
World War I, we won
I have another one on there. I'll leave you guys
we won
the ones on
everything in
UPS.
between. We won everything that came before.
I still be careful.
And then we brilliantly decided
Surge
to
in
change
single-day
the name
orders on JD.
of this great
What's up with
thing that
FedEx
we
and
all
UPS
created
though?
together. And we became politically correct. We don't like being politically correct. So we're not going to be politically correct anymore. From now
Ford is
on,
even
when
going
we
up.
fight a war, we only fight for one reason, to win. We fight to win.
Job seekers. Yeah, I don't see anything. You have the China.
And under my
war on
leadership,
Singles
we're
Day.
also fighting
That's
for
weird.
the
It's a
great
big move. It's already
veterans who
fading.
have always,
Like I said, you could have got washed on
always
some of those.
been
If you got
there
that
for
original
us.
one, that was dope.
And
That one was
especially
fine.
when we
I didn't take any of
needed
the
them
UPS
and
ones. Yeah, mine
needed
are
them
still up.
most. In 9 months, the Trump administration has cut the backlog of VA benefit claims in half. That's a big achievement, and Doug is going to get it down to 0. During the Biden administration, the backlog exploded like we had never seen
Damn,
before,
Clark.
and I'm going to eliminate
Not as big. That
100%
FedEx
of
move
that
was huge.
backlog. We're moving
2.5.
at that
You
pace,
still don't
and
have
already
anything yet.
we've processed more than 3 million backlog claims, the most of any year in the history of the VA. We've added more than 1 million extra service hours across the VA centers, and we've opened 20 new facilities in 13 states, something that people said just not possible to do. We also have brought back VA choice and VA accountability, taken away by the Biden administration, so that when you have to wait online, you go out and you get yourself a doctor. We pay for the doctor if you have to wait. And the other thing is we fired thousands of people who didn't take care of our great veterans. They were sadists, they were sick people, they were thieves, they were...
Find the headline, because then you could justify the other ones. But until we know the headline, I want to add more.
And then when Biden came in, he hired them back.
They're going up, though. If you got that first set I told you about and you didn't overpay, you're fine.
We got rid of them permanently. We replaced them with people who love our veterans, not people who are sick people. We're also confronting the challenge of veterans' homelessness, and earlier this year I signed an order establishing the National Center for Warrior Independence.
Homeless vets, $6 billion a year, please.
Veterans in need, and we will not stop until we have ended the tragedy of homeless veterans once and for all. I'd see in New York.
Yeah, it's going good. Again, 4% is a damn trigger. That's what I'm saying.
They came in illegally. Would be put up in
one
hotels,
set already went on the UPSs. Let me
and
see.
veterans
I want to get another one, but I don't until I know what it is.
Outside
That's what I'm
of
saying.
that
The first
hotel
ones are
where
fire.
these
Watch
other
Eli
people
2.
Put in, and many of the people that came in
that first one was great because you could have got all of them were at 1,000%. So if you went to that one I told you,
they were people that we didn't want in our country.
Like
they
100%.
were staying in hotels, luxury hotels, and our veterans were sitting on the sidewalks watching them go in.
Like I said, UPS is the second one. There's a cheap one.
This administration.
Yeah, I can't just. And I'm
they also signed
snack.
the VA Home Loan Program Reform Act because
we'll
no
find out what
should
it is
be
and then post
kicked
it,
out
but
of
you
their
should already
home
be positioned.
for what they call a late payment. It's not happening. And I'm pleased to report that since January, the veterans' unemployment rate has fallen by more than 26%. That's amazing. Work hard on that. And I also want to give a very special thanks to all of the veteran service organizations that work so hard. They're all represented here today. But they work so hard on behalf of our great veterans, and one of the heroes who reminds us of why we fight for those who served in uniform is Army Major West Point grad Jonathan Turnbull. In 2019, Jonathan was conducting an operation in Syria when a suicide bomber approached and detonated his vest, leaving Jonathan gravely wounded, so badly wounded they thought he had no chance. The injuries were so severe the doctors gave him, everybody, they just looked, they all cried. They knew him, they loved him, and they were just crying. They said, no chance. He was resuscitated 3 separate times and he underwent 22 surgeries, but he refused to give up. He wanted to live. He loved this country. He loved his family. He wanted to live. He was going through hell. I visited Jonathan at Walter Reed in 2020, remembered so well, and today I'm delighted to say that Jonathan is not only alive, he is here with us, back on his feet, and living a great life alongside his beautiful wife, Samantha, and their 3 incredible children. Jonathan, Samantha, please, God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Where are you? There he is. There he is. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're a tough guy. You're a tough one. Nobody could have gone through what you went through. He's doing good, isn't he, huh, Samantha? Thank you very much, both. And in conclusion, from the very beginning of our country, our great American flag has always been shielded and protected by a special caste of citizen who has stepped forward to safeguard liberty's cause. When danger came, when duty called, when Almighty God asked, who had the will and the strength to defend the land of the free, each and every American veteran stood up and said, here I am, send me, here I am. They've come from every corner of this nation, from the cornfields of Iowa to the hills and valleys of California, from the steel towns of Pennsylvania to the vast plains of Texas, from the banks of the mighty Mississippi to the 5 boroughs of New York City. With selfless commitment and unyielding conviction, they made themselves America's ramparts and became the shield between our homeland and those who would do us harm. With everything they had, they did one thing above all else. They put America first. On the decks of destroyers, beneath the thunder of cannon fire, in the cockpits of our beautiful B-2
FedEx
bombers,
is at a
aren't
conference.
they beautiful?
Yeah,
Now we
thank you for that.
respect them so
That's
much.
that's why. So,
What
dude,
a
that
job
calendar
they
then.
did.
Maybe I'll get you guys the
That in an
calendar because
instant
there's a lot. Remember I said that this
completely
morning.
obliterated
I
Iran's
didn't know FedEx was
nuclear
on there. But there was
capability,
the
of
Baird
which
conference. I just didn't
we've
think they
just
would move
ordered,
shit.
I have to say,
So yeah, I have the
many
whole
more
list of
the
everybody at the
updated versions
conferences.
of that
What time is it?
incredible
Eastern.
piece
We're
of
at
art.
12:20.
They defended the American Republic, dispensed American justice, crushed
Yeah,
the
FedEx was at
enemies of
11:50.
freedom,
I
and
have it on my
vanquished
fucking
the
calendar.
forces of wickedness and evil. That's what we've been
So
doing.
check MP.
Because of what every veteran
MP's
has
next.
done today, the flame of liberty shines bright. The
Yeah,
people of our
Dexcom.
nation
I don't know. They
sleep
might be
safe.
at it too.
The American dream surges forward, and our magnificent destiny stands more splendid and glorious than ever before. So I want to say thank you once again to every American veteran. You are very, very
I
special
don't see him on the calendar there.
people, and always in our heart. Thank
And
you very
AMD is
much,
going to be
and
at
God
1.
bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank
TTD
you
as
very
well.
much.
FedEx sees sequential improvement. Q1, Q2.
Distinguished guests, please stand and join the United States Army Band and Chorus in singing God Bless America, and remain standing as we retire the colors. Please place your right hand over your heart or render a hand salute.
We're doing the pledge. It's dope. Oh, dude. I actually get copywritten for that. You know that? Every time. So for some reason, the American songs with the trumpet, they don't like it. It's great, though. I don't care. I want to hear it. And then Spy's still going up. Again, FedEx was conference. So there's going to be a couple more. Again, MP should have been there. And then you're going to get ATS. That's Canadian. All of them are at the other one. Then Dover, HRI, and TRU later in the day. And then VRT at 3:20, right before the bell. America, land that I love. Banger. What a banger, dude. Light from above. Yeah, that would happen every time. It doesn't like give you a copyright strike, but it like gets you like they do a copyright claim on it. And I have to remove it afterwards. It's a banger, dog. See how. That could be one. It has interesting options. But yeah, if we start getting these events again, we might get some headlines. That's all that FedEx was. To the prairies, white with snow. Actually, one of my favorite songs. Oh. Woo!
Retire the colors.
Pepsi on the high. Coke was already doing good.
This concludes the 2025 National Veterans Day observance. Please remain at your seats for the departure of the official party. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate and honor all who served.
What's that? I don't know why travel is doing well, dude, especially after the little Marriott Saunders bankruptcy. But then a lot of consumer stuff, and then granted we are one day away from the shutdown. I was saying how like I feel like the shutdown slowed down some of that extra travel, and now people are gonna get their back pay and everything. That might speed it up. Alright, that's it. Alright, you got a couple of movers. Spy's doing very well. It's actually about to go green, but this time it's been really led. You had Oracle and a couple of big techs that were kind of dragging us. They were able to come back up, but this whole time equal weight has been melting up. You still got App on the low. Most of the names you really know what's moving. I don't think we've had like a shakeup in terms of like laggers or leaders, but not too bad, my friends. Here on a Tuesday, a Veterans Day with the bond market closed. And you're all here, man. The market is open. Is that Star Wars? I don't think that was. I love God Bless America. What a banger, dude. So yeah, chat, not bad. Not bad. You got a nice, at least you got one little play there with the FedEx UPS if you hit that. And like I'm saying, there's a pretty big calendar. So there might be some other ones that come up here, but you know, that if we could start getting some of these front runs and they start hitting, that'd be great. Or if there's follow through tomorrow, but I think tomorrow has a better event calendar than today, but there's a lot. That was Star Wars, yeah. That's crazy. I haven't even watched Star Wars. You guys know that, right? I've only seen the one with Luke Skywalker and like where they got them little cars, you know, and they would race the little fucking hovercraft. That shit went hard. Yeah, that was the only one, bro. That's the only Star Wars I've ever seen when I was a kid. I think I only watched it because they had the toys at McDonald's. And it was a car. It was a vehicle. I like vehicles. I think it was episode 4, yeah. That sounds familiar. Luke. Michael, I'm your father. What the... So yeah, boys. How y'all doing? It's a beautiful Tuesday. Indeed. Hassett, they're reiterating that Hassett comment. Is he live? Stephanie Link buys Starbucks. You got a CNBC pump. Did it move? Yeah, there it is. That's the Imperial March. Yeah. Goldman, couple things are popping. Again, just as long as Nvidia, and then if you get a little bit more greenback from the other ones, then you're fine. UNP at 145. They have a management presentation. White House advisor Hassett, inflation trajectory is good. And then they're reiterating the Trump comments he just said. With the speaker. Oh yeah, do a push-up. It's 9:30 here. Let me get you some propaganda. I need to stretch, dude.
An operations guy at the company for 25 years could make a turn quicker at Target. We'll see what they do, but I just prefer having a much smaller position here, and I'm going to slowly add to Starbucks over time.
Okay. I mean, the consumer, let's be clear. It's like the high end is doing well. Those who have made a good amount of money in the stock market are feeling great, and they're spending their money. Kind of everybody else, not so much, right? If you look at the commentary from earnings season from consumer-related companies, it's kind of startling how many have been kind of bad. I mean, I can't read the whole list because it'll literally take me too long to do it. But Cheesecake Factory, their comps missed. Cava, the comps missed. They cut their guidance. Chipotle comp missed. Carter's guide was soft. What else? Kraft Heinz, Mondelez, they both cut their outlooks. What do we do with that? Restaurants aren't great, right? I mean, they haven't been great.
No, they haven't been great.
At all.
I sold Chipotle. It was horrible. 3 quarters in a row. This new CEO is supposed to turn around the story, and he's not turning around the story.
Well, he can't put money in people's pockets.
But this is the point. This is the point, that you go with the best of the best, and Brian Nichols, the best of the best, and I'd rather put my eggs in that basket than the Chipotle basket. I disagree with one of the names on this list, and I'll tell you why. Deckers, while I sold it...
Well, Hoka missed.
Hoka missed. But they didn't miss, actually. And they're growing double digit, and Uggs are growing double digits. It was their guidance that was conservative. I sold it to be able to fund some of the other things that I was adding to at the time. I would absolutely revisit that story in 2026. I do, actually. To be honest with you, I really do. But I don't think it's going anywhere between now and the end of the year. I think it could be another good 2026 story, like I think Starbucks can. Now, in terms of the low-end consumer always feels the pinch, unfortunately. One way or the other, inflation, wages, job availability, etc. It's the middle tier and the upper tier that does the maximum amount of spend here in this country, and we spend. And I have a stat for you. The National Retail Federation came out and said they expect holiday spend this year to be $1 trillion. And the average consumer is going to spend $900. That's the second highest in 23 years.
How much of that comes from having to spend more because of tariffs?
No, I don't believe that at all. I think it's actually the pent-up demand in terms of wanting to buy, for sure.
You don't think you'd have to pay more for the Barbie doll?
Possibly. I don't know. We haven't seen massive price increases, though.
Oh, we've seen someone like stuff like that.
Some, but not massive price increases. No, I think this is going to be a good demand story because I think, again, the consumer has jobs, they have wages, inflation has come down, interest rates are coming down. You mentioned that they have investments in the market. They also have higher home prices if they own a home. So the confidence levels I kind of just put to the side. I know they haven't been good, but it's the action that we're seeing. And our consumers in the United States, they spend. We are a nation of spenders, whether we have the money or we take on the debt. We just do.
Steph's got the deflection dome like around everything I try and throw at her comes right. She's ready to throw it right back.
Can I turn it around on consumer businesses for next
Real quick.
year? Tariffs are going to come down. They're going to be more prescriptive. This is going to be better for earnings on the consumer side. It doesn't have to be just a demand story. It can be a supply story.
All right, Kate Rogers has the headlines. Hi, Kate.
Hi there, Scott. The Pentagon's largest aircraft carrier, the U.S. Gerald Ford, and its strike group arrived today in the Latin American region, dramatically escalating a military buildup in the Caribbean amid tensions with Venezuela. The Navy says the deployment is in line with President Trump's directive to dismantle criminal organizations and counter narco-terrorism. It comes after 19 U.S. strikes on alleged drug-carrying vessels in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific that have killed nearly 80 people. Organic baby formula maker By Heart recalled all of its products sold across the U.S. today after some batches were linked to an outbreak of infant botulism. Federal health officials say at least 15 babies in 12 states have been hospitalized since August, with more cases pending. No deaths have been reported. And President Trump saluted the nation's veterans today during a wreath-laying ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery's Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. In remarks after the ceremony, he said he wanted to rename Veterans Day to Victory Day, similar to other countries. Scott, back over to you.
Okay, Kate, thank you. SK Rogers coming up. Josh Brown ready with his best stocks in the market list, and we still will do biotech, which has been breaking out, I promise.
I mean, again, it's so crazy that people still they'll be like, well, aren't prices going to go up because of tariff? Bitch, it's been a year. It's been a year. What is gone up because of tariffs? That's it. You only paid more if you let them charge you. That's it. They were trying to raise. Remember, they would put the prices, and that lasted for like a month. But, I mean, realistically, a lot of things have chilled out. So, we'll see. Dude, even container shipping. So it's like getting cheaper to even ship containers. That's the crazy part. Oh man. I'm still stretching, bro. That's why I keep making these weird noises. It's good though. I've been doing a new neck stretch. You grab your chest. You put a hand on your chest, and then you lean back and look up to the opposite direction. It's a very, very good stretch. I like it a lot. It's good. You know, smile too. You guys know smiling stretches out your face and your neck. It's good, man. Dude, the headline sounded crazy. They said baby botulism. I think there was a salmonella outbreak not too long ago. Wasn't there stuff at Walmart like a day or two ago? But yeah, I've heard about that, but not baby botulism. That sounds insane. Bum, 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 bum. Why do I have Star Wars? I've never even seen it. Man. Okay. It is very catchy. Yeah, they said one brand of, I don't know the brand, it's I Heart or something. They said they recalled all the products because of 15 cases of baby botulism. Still sounds wild, bro. California, baby. But I ain't been a Democrat. Have you been watching Robot Chicken? I don't know what that is. I want to watch Chappie, though. I look forward to that. I mean, that is very scary. It's actually trippy. I remember I found that book. I read a book when I was a kid about a time machine, and he stopped botulism, but then I remember I was scared of botulism. And I remember isn't it from canned goods? Yeah, bro, it's crazy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm in a cult. What's the date today? 11th. 11/11. Wow. You were driving down. You did the same stretch, bro? It's good, bro. I like it. Can you all smile? Everybody smile big. Do you feel your neck muscles? Takes more muscles to smile than frown, you guys. You know that? It's good. Smile and then tilt your head both directions. It's a stretch. Dude, I be doing wild stretches at the gym. You know that? I feel kind of embarrassed when I do them. But then I'm like, I already lost my hairline. You can't embarrass me. And then I just keep going crazy. And then I do the hangs at the gym. And like, I'm starting to turn into the insane guy at the gym. But, you know, I've made a lot of friends. I've made a lot of friends at the gym. Go smile and then pucker your lips and then smile again. I'm doing it now. I could talk all on smiling. How are you? It's like a ventriloquist. Oh, DraftKings on the high. Wow. Sorry if this is awkward. Newsom, Trump offshore oil plant is dead on arrival in California. Nice, we should build a train. Check SOC, because aren't they relying on that? Dude, I hate, bro. It's crazy. I never thought damn fucking East Coast would have cheaper gas than Cali. I thought you guys were going through the same thing. I was like, all right, at least you guys pay high gas. Nope, just Cali. I guess Washington, you guys have high gas too. Oh yeah, honey is bad for infants. It's so crazy because honey's like really good for you. It's like a natural antiseptic. But like, yeah, it's not good for babies. $2.65 in Kentucky? Yeah, but don't you guys like ride horses and shit? Can't you just take your horses there? Bro, I've only filled up a couple times below $5 this year. I still be filling up at $5. It's insane. In Jersey, $2.73. I mean, Jersey is a fascinating place. It's a fascinating place, New Jersey. You know that? Yeah, I like it, especially with the real estate. And then all the new voters. No? Okay. Can't talk about that. Sorry. My bad. Bomb, 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 bomb. Chipotle's doing buy one, get one. Why isn't it free, Chipotle? What do you mean we gotta buy one? We'll see. Yeah, well, Jersey used to be mad cheap. It all took off. This was like this year. Like last year, this year. That's when it started going nuts. But yeah, because again, somebody sent me a property. I told you to offer on it. I don't know if he ended up taking it or he wanted a higher price. But yeah, it was pretty insane. That was the house over like $90,000, and they go for like $300-400 grand now. That's always fun. Kentucky, you don't own a horse? Do you have a carriage? I actually fuck with Kentucky. Everybody from Kentucky is so dope. I've met a lot of cool people from Kentucky. They're always fun. They're very fun. They're nice. They're exciting. They're good people. I don't know. I don't think I've ever met, like, I've met some ratchet people from Kentucky, but I still think it applies. Like, you know, I met some gangsters in Kentucky, but they seem like the best gangsters. I don't know how to describe it. I do want to go to the Kentucky Derby. I want to get into the horse game. You know why? Guess what I found out, you guys? Guess what I found out? Are you ready? To be like a polo or a horse jockey is better if you're short. That's the first sport I've ever, my height is an advantage. So what would you guys think if I got into professional polo? Or if I became a professional horse rider? God created me for it. No, for real, yeah, it's a short person's game. I didn't know that. They were telling me, and I said, what? Oh, I'm a natural. That's it. No, I'm perfect for it, bro. Blew my mind. You have to be under 5 foot? Oh, they were telling me like 5'6". Oh shit. Under 5? Over 5'4"? Are you kidding me? So I'm not tall enough for basketball. And I'm too tall for fucking horse riding? It's a bullshit. Jersey is strange from coming from someone who's lived there their whole life. Well, that's what I mean. I don't know if it's a Cali thing, but like the people I meet in Cali from Jersey, they talk about it like they escaped the fucking haunted house. Like they talk about it like they're like, I'm never going back. I can't end it. It's there. You don't know what it's like. And I used to think that wasn't true. I was like, man, you're being dramatic. I went to Jersey second time I went to Jersey, I was like, oh, I get it. Everyone's pissed. Why is everybody in Jersey pissed? And why don't they trust you to fill up your own gasoline? Have you thought about that? They don't even trust you in Jersey to fill up your own gas. That's how crazy you guys are. They're like, they can't figure it out. They're like, the Jerseyans won't know how to do it. You know that? You can't pump your own gas in New Jersey. Isn't that insane? You have to go and somebody pumps it for you. I've had that happen before outside of Jersey, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? I was like, why are you trying to pump my gas? I'm not going to pay you. The fuck? Get away from my car. It's because they caused too many fires. How? What do you mean? The general population has not figured out how to do it? To pump gasoline? That's insanity, dog. I mean, I feel like in Oregon they banned it because the fucking Antifa was making Molotov cocktails out of it. But other than that, man, that's a trip, bro. That's a trip. Oh, can you golf and be short? I guess. Nah, bro. I be balling out, bro. Y'all have no idea. I love it. I could effectively guard people a foot taller than me. You guys have no idea. Now, listen, they still gonna score every now and then, but, you know, at this age, bro, I'm very effective. No, I'm very effective on the court. I'm still fast as fuck. Y'all have no idea. That's the one thing I realized. So, like, if somebody guard me and, like, they're a little older and they can't, and, like, they got good defense, I just run around because they can't get me. Nobody can. That's it, bro. I be running. I'll get tired now. Granted, I'll get tired too, but I still got a little bit more in the tank. And then, bro, off the triple threat, listen, every time if I go triple threat and I jab step and go, I'm so fast. Everybody goes, oh, that's what I'm talking about. So I know I'm out here, bro. I'm out here. And I could still jump. I could like jump actually, like off of the ground. It's amazing. UNH, $2 candle. And then CNC was going up too. I don't know if we have anything. Premium. Oh, did they just jack a premium? Oh, one of them came down. But yeah, UNH, small pop. I feel like this thing hasn't moved in a while. I've done that before, I'm not gonna lie. Have you ever driven off with the pump? I have. It's not that big of a deal. I thought I like was gonna blow up the shit, but nah, bro, I did it. I was in the gas. I don't know how I did it, but I left the gas station and I just drove off with the damn pump. Yeah, bro, they don't really get mad, and I think they didn't even charge me for it. I was like, no way, man, my bad. It happened to you once. You could have, dude. It's a trip. You're like, it's very humbling. It's very, very humbling, because you're like, all right, I'm an idiot. That's it. Like, I don't know how I didn't check to see if my car was attached to something extremely flammable. Thank God we didn't live 30 years ago. You would have died. You would have died, bro. Oh, the Tesla owners? I never even think about that. What people do, people back into it, dude. It's so funny. Imagine having a car that's autopilot and do that, and they just all back into the charger, bro. It's actually terrible. Dude, honestly, dude, the charging stations are kind of ratchet after a couple of years. If you feel like you're at a weird swap meet with a bunch of liberals, and then they all come out, and then like they talk to you if they just got the car. That's how you know if someone just got a Tesla. They hella fucking trying to socialize at the charging station. It's like, bitch, get in your car. What's wrong with you? Why are you trying to? He's like, hey, how do you like Elon, though? When Elon got political, bro, them charging stations, bro, those got real political, too. They were trying to, you couldn't tell who was on your side or not, so they were all, it was sporadic. It is, because you know the speakers in a Tesla, it's just like one sound bar, I think, in the front of the car by the hood. It's a trip. Because audio does sound different. It slaps. Big bass. Good bass, habibi. Hey, happy Honda days. By saving 10% this year, we were able to outperform the market. Thanks, Honda. I don't know how Honda applies, but thanks. Make sure you save 10%. Watch out for the Oompa Loompas. They'll try to get you to buy dumb shit. That's good. Today I realized a lot of people drive off with the pump. I'm so glad, man. I haven't done it in like 10 years or like maybe 5 months. What? But no, it's still, I mean it. Joby's on the high. High ticker's actually fully gassed, my friends. Fully gassed. You should ghost ride the, don't get hurt though. Because if you put on the roll mode on Tesla, like a normal car, I've never seen anybody ghost ride the Tesla. That's it. Unless you consider autopilot, but that's different. Nucor, I think if you watch any random pops, this might be at one of those events. Oh yeah, the new Tesla owners, they love going to the charging station. It was. I remember when Teslas first came out, bro. You were getting in hella conversations. That's it. It was great. And then little by little, the fucking political ideology. They would even get cliquey too, because then the fucking Republicans would get together and then the Democrats, and y'all would just stare at each other all driving the same Elon. And then remember, you guys don't remember this year? Motherfuckers had to start putting stickers on their car. I bought it before Elon was crazy. I bought it before Elon was a fast ass. And then they still get their shit lit on fire, motherfucker. You ain't realize dumb people don't know how to read? The fuck? How you think we got in this mess? You think a sticker gonna save you? They can't read, motherfucker. They can't read. It goes in the head, the noggin, and then they just act. They just act out. So yeah. But here we are. Alright, man. Spy's ripping. Ripperoonie. It's all because Nvidia is holding, and then the other fucking 300-400 names, I'd say. Equal weight still straight up. So day 2 of the rally still going. 20, yeah, you have only 4 names red on the Dow now. There was 8 earlier. 63 green. Another 10 names pretty much went green on the NASDAQ. And then 10 went red on the SPY, actually. Or no. 20 went green. We were at 340. Now we're at 360. So yeah, man. Slowly edging up. You're back to yesterday's high. You're right below 68.50. As long as tech stops dying, you're great. And then the other 400 or so, 360, are doing amazing. I know I see the stickers too, bro. I think they're insane. Well, yeah, dude, you don't remember people were buying electric cars thinking it was a good investment? Even if it was a Tesla? I was trying to warn everybody, and you guys are like, fucking idiot. Hater. I'm like, okay. Have fun with your iPod. Shit. Dog, you could get the Rolls-Royce Spectre for 200 grand now. You guys, and I wouldn't even pay to it. I'll buy one when they go to 50K. Bro, that car was going for $1 million. People were buying it for $1,750,000. And then they discounted it to $500,000, and now you could get them for 200 grand. And I still would never buy that car. It looks really nice. It's actually one of the best looking Rolls Royces, to be honest. But I would never buy a fucking Rolls Royce battery pack. That's insane. Yeah, the people keying the car with 6 cameras. I think the most interesting part about it was, like, they were all really identifiable people. Like, it was always some, like, 6'10", fucking, they got hair like me all over the place, and they just look very, I'm like, dog, I could spot you anywhere. The fuck is wrong with you? Or be like a super old person keying the car. I was like, this is insane, dude. So what's wrong with these people? Yeah, bro, where's the Rolls-Royce Spectre? It's a good-looking car. But yeah, they're dirt cheap. Yes, dude, people still have them for 400 grand. No, you could get it for $200,000. That's sad. It's such a good-looking car, though. It's actually ballin'. But, like, dude, $1 million? You're fucking batshit. Let me see. Is there any good pictures? Yeah, 360, 380. Yeah, bro. It's a nice looking car. Like, that's a pink one, but like, dog, that looks hard. Like, you have no idea. It's a very good looking car. But like, dude, imagine spending $1 million. on a fucking battery? Because, like, you guys know there's no engine, right? I had to explain this. They're like, well, why do the EVs have more features? Because they charge you the same starting price, but there's no engine. So you're buying the shell with no engine and a giant battery. And then what happens to technology? It gets dated so fast. Like, you never owned an iPhone? That's why it's like the people who would buy those like golden iPhones or like the iPhone with diamonds. I'm like, dog, you're going to get a new one next year. All right, eBay ripping. Actually, eBay, SPY, and a couple of others once again. All right. Well, I think we're looking good. If NASDAQ goes green, Dow's the leader. You're definitely rotating even more or just broadening out. Today was kind of everything, you know, give or take a couple of tech stocks. But, you know, day two, considering tomorrow, this might be the front run and then maybe sell the news on the shutdown. Otherwise, if everyone likes the shutdown, we'll keep going off of that. So, not bad, my friends, but you know what time it is, right? Everybody long-term fee low is at 10. Everybody long-term. Alrighty. Oh, AMD's day. I forgot about that. It is one. It's going up. I thought it was going to die after the event in front run, but it's doing the opposite. Did my computer freeze? No, just my YouTube. Nice. All right, Chattadune. So if you would like to listen to Philo, please join. Otherwise, don't, because this is, you guys remember, and if you guys are going to complain, I mean, that complaining cost you about 20 seconds today. And then again, you just don't respect shit. It's very simple. I'm not even mad at any of you. You guys remember when they used to complain about Philo? Have you noticed nobody complains about Philo anymore? It's because we got rid of you or you can't talk. Do you see what happens because you guys are annoying? So, I love you all, but I love my duty to the calling more. So I hope you're ready for it. But for real, because I could give you the most coolest thing in the world. I could be a gifted orator. I could give you knowledge well ahead of the world, all of it. But if it's not welcome and you don't want it, you're going to fucking shit on it. You're not going to get anything out of it. And vice versa. If you actually want it, oh, you're just going to fucking, woo! It's amazing. So you need to make a choice. You either join Philo or not. But yeah, you know, there's thousands, you guys. That's just for real. There's thousands who pay me to be here. There's thousands who don't pay, and that's fine as well. But there's a lot of people who like this moment. And I don't know how long it's going to take you guys to realize we're not going backwards. We're going forwards. Do you get what I'm saying? You are outnumbered. There is the silent majority of the Chad has let it be known in many ways. And they like the Philo. I like the Philo. I want the world to change. You know that? Can I tell you before I go to Philo? Do you want to know why we got to be so real with it? I look at all this AI, all this singularity, all this stuff. You have to be honest. You have to live in the truth. Do you guys not get it? I'm going to tell you something. It's very financial too. I think it was in one of the Uncle songs. My guy, I would be a lot less direct with y'all if we weren't in a lost generation right now. That's the truth. I used to think it would be coming, but then it dawned upon me. I realized we are living in the lost generation. You don't realize it yet. Isn't that crazy with all this tech, all of that? Oh man, that's why. Bro, if I didn't see so many people in all these generations so lost, believe me, we would be chilling. But I don't know if y'all see it, bro. I don't know if y'all see it. Well, either way, you chew it, you eat it, and you deal with the poop. It's your life, brother. It's your life. So be blessed. I'll see you at Philo. It's free to join. You just got to click on it. So I'll see you there if you like to go. If you don't like to go, though, start making good decisions. Stop wasting your time, bro. Stop wasting your time. So God bless you. God bless America. Why am I posting it in the locked in chat? I don't even, my bad. My bad. Okay.